Welcome to Danbury Arena. FPHL action coming up for you tonight as the Danbury Hat-Tricks prepare to host the Delaware Thunder. Thanks so much for tuning on in, folks. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside my partner, Christian Gardecki. And Christian, Danbury comes into this game on an 8-game winning streak.
They've looked fantastic this season, Zach, and this team, they knew they had some unfinished business from last season. Of course, they didn't play last year, but last season they had unfinished business. They've shown it early. 8 in a row. 3 more wins, and they can tie the record they set last season, which ended in a Watertown game. If those results hold, it'll go back to Watertown with a chance for 11.
Would be nice to have another 11-game winning streak, but Danbury needs to take care of business tonight against the Delaware Thunder. However, Delaware comes into this game with an 0-12-1 record. It's been some tough sledding for the Thunder so far.
Well, when you're without your best player, it can really go downhill, and Ryan Marker is probably one of the top 10 players in the Federal Hockey League. He's got 14 points in 5 games. That's an insane stat, and the Thunder have missed him, definitely. He comes back tonight. That's the big story of the game for Delaware. Trevor Babin back in goal. He's been fantastic. Made 65 saves against the Hat-Tricks just a couple weeks ago here at the Danbury Arena. This Delaware team, they're energized under Coach Paul McLean, who we saw last season with the Watertown Wolves. He's now with Delaware.
And Paul McLean, certainly an adept head coach. He has to put the pieces together for the Thunder to find their first victory of the season. And getting Ryan Marker back, you said it yourself. 14 points in 5 games. Marker, unfortunately, has had to deal with injury issues over the course of his career, but he returns tonight. What do you think that does to the Thunder in the locker room? How do you think that translates onto the ice?
He's the most popular player in their franchise. They get him. They get Alex Basie back, too. But with Marker, he's their leader. He's their captain, basically, even though he doesn't have the letter. He's one of the best players in this league. He can bring a lot to this team, but they also added a couple more pieces. A couple players came down from the SPHL. Yanni Leorakos spent last season in Port Huron in the short season. The year before was a superstar for the Columbus River Dragons, Zach. He was very, very good. And then they pick up Alex Basie as the Hat-Tricks take it to the ice right now. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This Delaware team is retooled. They're looking for that first win. They don't want to be like Battle Creek and go into the new year without a victory.
Danbury does come into this game with 37 points so far this season. That is the most in the league. The Watertown Wolves with a couple games in hand, so Danbury officially in second place in the FPHL. Let's take a look at the starters. First, for the visiting Delaware Thunder, on the blue line, it's going to be C.J. Moritz paired up alongside Timothy Payne. Up front, Yanni Leorakos, Ryan Marker, and Dan Cangelosi. That's a dangerous top line for the Delaware Thunder.
I think Dan Cangelosi's looked good recently. Keep in mind, Marker's leading the team in points, only playing 5 games. I think when you have a guy like Ryan Marker, who I think should be in the ECHL, but he's a little smaller, he's a little undersized, and he wants to play with a closer team to home. He's a New Jersey native right outside of Philly, just like you a little bit, and he is now in this Delaware lineup for the Thunder, back with them.
It's going to be Trevor Babin in goal for the Delaware Thunder. He comes in with a personal record of 0 wins and 5 losses, a goals against average of 5.92, a save percentage of 89.2. Christian, the Danbury starters are being announced. Who are we rolling out with today?
Well, they're going with the second line of the sheet here. It's going to be Dustin Jesso, who is playing mostly home games this year. He has looked fantastic for this team. He's flanked by Corey Anderson at center. Dmitry Kuznetsov is the other wing. Defensively, it's the old standby pair of Aaron Atwell and Steve Brown as they are introduced on the ice. As Steve Brown comes on, this is his 7th season in the Hat City. He is a true Danbury legend. And then in goal, Brian Wilson, who was fantastic last weekend against Port Huron, getting 2 of the 3 games he played, or 2 of the games he played with wins, the former Niagara player, and he earned a call-up a couple weeks ago to the Worcester Railers of the ECHL, the affiliate of the New York Islanders.
Indeed, he was called up, dressed for a game. Did not appear in the game, however. Still, you're on an ECHL bench. It shows the kind of talent level that Brian Wilson has. He comes in with a personal record of 5 wins and 3 losses, a goals against average of 3.01, and a save percentage of 89.9. We're going to head on down to ice level now as Gianna Morales honors America with the playing of our national anthem.
Singing the anthem tonight is Gianna Morales. What so
Fantastic performance by Gianna Morales. Our thanks to her. Danbury in their home black uniforms with the orange and white trim. They'll skate from left to right on your screens at home. And Christian, it looks as though we have some of the youth hat tricks out on the ice with Danbury this evening.
Yes, the Lady Hat Tricks who are out there right now. They're coming off the ice. The Hat Tricks Girls Elite program, which started this past year, along with the other youth hockey with Ridgefield Amateur Hockey Association. Great job by them. And they're wearing the same colors as the Hat Tricks. That's the alternate uniform out there. As we got a first puck dropped here with Aaron Atwell, Ryan Marker there.
This is Herm Sorcher on the public address announcement.
That's the man who makes it all happen here, Zach.
He certainly does. Aaron Atwell and Ryan Marker together for that. Always nice to have a nice little thing like that before the game, especially, you have someone come in to do the ceremonial puck drop. That's a memory they'll never forget.
No, it's great, and they're rolling up that carpet right now. Mr. Nick Garofalo, and I mean, for the two of us, we've not been in the Danbury area, Zach. You were down in New Jersey. You're also spending time in Norwich. And for me, I'm down on Long Island. It's just good to be back here. We both were part of the media team in the 2019-20 season. You were in the broadcast crew. I was on the public address announcer that season, as well as last season as well. But, I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun here. Delaware, they're hungry for a win. They got a very, very good line. Cangelosi's been great. But, of course, Yanni Lirakos and Ryan Marker, two Fed veterans, both with over 100 points in their Fed career.
Delaware in their road gray uniforms with the black trim. They'll skate from right to left. Marker and Corey Anderson on the draw, and we are underway in Danbury. Corey Anderson with the face-off win behind the net. It's picked up by Big Steve Brown. Brown, Christian, as you mentioned, 7 years here in Danbury. This puck is flopped all the way down, in and out of the glove of Babin. Puck ends up in the corner. Pair of players try to battle for it. Dustin Jesso for Danbury. Has that go through his skates. Atwell holds it at the blue line. Nice move by Atwell to swing it across over to the near side wall. Off the stick of Kuznetsov, stolen away, and now will be picked up by Yanni Lirakos. Lirakos, long pass up ahead. Cangelosi at the blue line. He gets shouldered by Jesso. Lost possession of the puck, and now Dmitry Kuznetsov with 23 points in 15 games. First shot on goal, easily handled by Trevor Babin. Sent off the glass at center ice. This is Cangelosi, stolen away by Vinny Suzy, the former Battle Creek Rumblebee. Sees the puck in the neutral zone. Now Gordy Bonnell back the other way. Check that. That's Johnny McDonald, the defenseman. Either way, puck still in a dangerous area. They score! Johnny Ruiz just a minute in, and it's 1-0 Danbury.
Well, what do you say, Zach? What do you say? Johnny Ruiz, you said this last year. He does it with ease. Just rips one over the shoulder of Trevor Babin, and here come the Carrots.
For Ruiz, it is his 16th goal of the season. What a player Johnny Ruiz is. And you said it, Christian, the right-handed shot. He's from a bad angle, but he somehow manages to get it over the blocker of Trevor Babin. And just 65 seconds into the game, Danbury leads it 1-0.
Yeah, that's Johnny Ruiz right there for you, Zach. He is looking very, very good for this Danbury team. I mean, that is goal number 16 on the year for Johnny. And in his Fed career, that's goal number 42 in his 82nd game, rather. Just simply amazing his career so far in the Federal Hockey League.
He really has been something special. And for Ruiz, he'll stay on the ice. Johnny Ruiz, he's had to deal with some issues over the past couple years, injury-wise, things like that. He now wears the captaincy for the Hat Tricks, and I can't think of anybody better on this ice to represent Danbury hockey.
Yeah, I mean, he is fantastic for this team. He's the leader. I mean, he was the leader last season. He's the leader this year.
And he wins the next face-off. So it's controlled by John McDonald. Given along for Suzy, who works it up the wall. Trying to get it on in is Joe Pell. Joe Pell playing in Danbury. Not the first time that he's played in Danbury, Christian.
No, he is a seasoned Fed vet. Fantastic. We'll get the scoring on that goal. It's Ruiz from Bunnell and Joe Pell. His second point of the season, got a goal in Binghamton earlier this year.
And Joe Pell certainly brings much more to the ice surface than simply scoring points, although we'll take that as well. Pell sends it on up. Bunnell chasing after it, beaten to the puck by Lucchesi. sent down the ice. Icing called against the Hat-Tricks. 18-11 to go in the first period. Faceoff is going to come back down into the Danbury end to the right of goaltender Brian Wilson, to the left of Brian Wilson, who has not seen a shot on goal yet.
Yeah, he has not seen a shot yet, and the clock ran about a couple extra seconds. We're fixing up the score bug here. We got it figured out. It is 18:06 left to go.
Off the draw, Liam Little tried winning it back off the stick of Wild. Now Little sees this along the wall, knocked out of the zone by McDonald. No icing on this play, so back to retrieve is Lucchesi. Lucchesi reverses back behind the net for J.C. Moritz. Moritz plays off the boards. You see Danbury not being too aggressive in their forecheck, preferring to allow the Thunder to come to them. It's Little at the hash mark. He sends one that went wide of the cage. Puck bounces off the kick plate. Aaron Atwell will pick it up and gives it along for Michael Lopez. Lopez up the wall. Here come the Hat-Tricks down the ice, sending it down deep. First one on it is Kodiak White Duck. Somebody's lost a glove. Somebody lost a stick out there as well. Meanwhile, Atwell coming in from the point. That goes off the stick of White Duck. And
that's
Delaware.
Finberg without a glove there for the Hat-Tricks.
No, that's going to be dangerous at times. Meanwhile, Dustin Jesso a shot. Babin steers it into the corner. Loose puck picked up by Adam Morgan. Morgan has to deal with a pair of Danbury forecheckers. Knocking that out of midair is Corey Anderson. Off the stick of Marker, and now Anderson picks up the loose puck. Over the blue line into the Delaware zone. From the far side, a shot by Gallagher went wide. Bouncing puck. Anderson tries a reverse spike back. Ends up coming up with it. Now Kuznetsov knocked away from him. At center ice, it's Ryan Marker. He'll settle things down and give back to Lucchesi. D to D they go. And now it's Alex Basie. Basie didn't like what he saw on the near side wall. Gives back Lucchesi. 16:30 to go in the first period. Danbury holding on to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, they really trapped him in the neutral zone. Here we go.
Here is Corey Anderson, the left-handed Bakersfield, California native, dipsy-doodling his way across the blue line. Swings over far side for Dmitry Daniluk. Daniluk in the corner, or check that, that's Anderson in the corner. There's the glove still on the ice. You figure one day he'll get picked up.
I think the referee is getting it right now, and good neutral zone pressure by the Hat-Tricks, and even getting some pressure in here. Here's Corey Bunnell.
Bunnell along Ruiz, a shot saved by Babin. Rebound picked up by Alekin, and Alekin unable to clear. Now Joe Pell on the near side wall, throws one towards the cage. Babin sticks it aside. Alekin through center ice. That goes off the stick of Mike Swiderski. Swiderski tried reversing back for Alekin. Alekin has to deal with the defensive pressure of Johnny Ruiz behind the net. Ruiz around the wall. Unable to get it out yet is Bunnell. Ruiz on the second attempt. We'll see Steve Brown bounce one off the boards. And Danbury unable to get a change as it's sent back down into their defensive zone by Nick McNally. Brown anticipating the check from Swiderski. Managed to brace enough for that. Tal Finberg trying to dig it on out as well. Meanwhile, it'll be Atwell going far side. And now White Duck off the stick of Lopez. He'll chase after it. First one there is McNally. He goes hard around the boards. This should be icing against Delaware. And with the whistle, we'll have a face-off coming up in the Delaware zone. 14:56 to go in the first period.
Danbury's flying all around, and they're playing with, that is 10 skaters tonight for the Hat-Tricks. They're flip-flopping between Steve Mealy, who I have not seen out there. He is listed on the roster. I have not seen him. Michael Lopez taking his spot here. Kodiak White Duck returning to the roster. His second Fed season, well, his first full season. Played last season. Played one game in the NCAA out of college for the Mentor Icebreakers, now defunct. Dimitri Dano also played there before going to Danville. I guess we're going to get the media timeout a little early after an icing.
Indeed we will. Danbury up 1-0. We'll be right back. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Welcome back to Danbury Arena. Zach McGinnis joined alongside Christian Gardecki. 1-0 your score. Johnny Ruiz already has the hat tricks on top with his 16th of the season. Through center ice, knocked away by Vinny Susi. Sent down the ice by Finberg, and now Basie, D-to-D across. Here's Tim Payne. His pass too far to handle for Aslan. Aslan now sees Basie follow up behind, and he'll flip one on goal. Wilson steers it into the corner. 5.5 minutes gone by in the first period. The Thunder still looking for their first shot on goal. Puck soccered out of the zone by White Duck. Now White Duck over the Western Colonials logo at center ice. Yep. Drops it on back, and Dmitry Kuznetsov picks up some help from Dustin Jessot. Jessot now crossing over his own blue line, gaining speed through center ice. Runs into some trouble in the form of Yanni Liriakos. Liriakos now at his own blue line. He'll dish along, and it's Ryan Marker from a long range. Goes wide. Shot from the blue line by Lucchesi also went wide. Puck bounces on out, and the Thunder need to regroup in their own end.
Well, I think when you look at the speed of this first line for Danbury, you got Anderson, who is a big guy. He's got some speed as this one will go down for icing. He's got some speed. He's a big guy, but then you look, you got Dmitry Kuznetsov, who has got some wheels, and Dustin Jessot's a guy who in 2019-20, Zach, he was originally signed to play for the Hat-Tricks. As you can see, the Animos over there, section 200. But in 2019-20, he was signed to play for Hat-Tricks, got a coaching gig. But before the season started, he was signed to training camp with the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, now the Bridgeport Islanders, of course.
Well, Jessot in his Federal Hockey League career, 103 points in 112 games. Another one of those veteran presences that head coach David McIsaac loves. Now here's Bunnell trying to sneak one in short side. Ruiz gives back for Bunnell. A pile up in front of the Delaware bench, or rather in front of their net. We have a whistle. I believe the net has come off of its moorings, and based off the way the officials are looking at it, I think I'm right.
Yeah, we got the net was off there. The referee had a good view of it from behind the net. Good pressure by Danbury. I'm really impressed so far with Joe Pell, a guy who played his first professional game in 10 full years just last month in Binghamton. Scored a goal, tipped home a shot, and he's on the second line here for Danbury. He's listed as the first line on our sheet.
Well, Joe Pell, 37 years old, a native of Philadelphia. Here's Steve Brown keeping it alive at the blue line once, twice. Can't do it a third time. Now Ruiz back into the offensive zone. Ruiz has that puck go off of his skate. Delaware looking to clear. Ruiz has better ideas, and he'll send it towards the front of the net. Knocked out of the zone. There should be no icing against Delaware, and so back to retrieve is Aaron Atwell. Atwell smoked out from behind the net by Marker. He'll go far side. Racing up ahead through the neutral zone is Johnny McDonald. He'll send it into the near side corner. Turning with that is Payne. Payne looking to clear for the Thunder, and he will. Through center ice, it's Liriaco, stripped of the puck. Back the other way, it's Dustin Jessot. They come in onside. Jessot, top of the circle, dishes along down low for Finberg. Finberg thinks about the wraparound, throws one towards the net, can't connect with Jessot. Then the Thunder are able to clear. Back the other way, off the stick of Marker. He'll go off for a change, and that gives Dmitry Danieluk a little time to think about it behind his net. Chipped over far side, and now here comes Jessot. Jessot over the red line, onto the stick of Danieluk. Danieluk sends it on down. Tim Payne, the first one there for the Thunder, and a nice easy breakout for Delaware. Might result in a 2-on-1, but a solid defensive play by Aaron Atwell breaks that up. Following up on the play is Payne. He sends it behind the cage. Danieluk off the boards, too far out of the reach of Kuznetsov. And again, the Thunder reload at center ice and wrap it all the way around the roulette wheel. Brown simply dummies it along for Bunnell, who picks up Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov into the zone. Swings far side, now off the boards for Anderson. Anderson tries cutting towards the front of a net. Has three Thunder whacking at the puck. They couldn't come up with it immediately, but Anderson lost control. Sent around to the near side. Moritz sends up the wall, Brown pinching in, but it rolls out towards center ice, and Aaron Atwell swings far side, Gordy Bunnell. Here they come once again. Bunnell from the far side, hash marks a shot missed wide. Ruiz picks up the loose puck. He's immediately checked against the boards by Shea Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz sends it off the wall, sends out towards center ice. Brown tried kicking that one back towards center. Atwell there to pick it up as well. And Christian, what a combination Aaron Atwell and Steve Brown have been here in Danbury, as Ruiz sends in front. Taking a swipe at it with his stick was Babin. He came up empty. Sent into the half wall. Atwell Swings this one. That goes out of play. 10:48 to go. Face-off coming up in the Delaware zone. But as we were mentioning, Christian, Steve Brown, Aaron Atwell, you can't imagine one without the other these days in Danbury.
Well, you remember 2015-16, the FHL season, the Danbury Titans. You were the broadcaster then, and those two were inseparable. Aaron Atwell then goes to the SPHL, then goes to Danville, comes back last season for the Hat-Tricks, and, I mean, they are the best duo in this league, in my opinion.
They really are. Aaron Atwell was named the FPHL Defenseman of the Year in the abbreviated 2019-2020 season. Too many 20s in that year for me. Off the boards, it's chopped out towards center ice. Vinny Susi goes D-to-D across for Johnny McDonald. Now McDonald onto the stick of Finberg, quickly taken away by Liriakos. And here come the Thunder into the offensive zone. It's Cangelosi. Tries feeding along marker, knocked away, and the Hat-Tricks take it out. Over center red and the Hat-Trick logo at center ice. Dished along, teeing up a shot, but having it blocked was McDonald. Now coming in from the neutral zone is Dustin Jessot. Jessot in the corner. Stick handling, cuts out in front. Babin gets a paddle of his stick on it. Couldn't quite exactly take it off the stick of Jessot. Some Delaware defenseman needed to do that. Meanwhile, back the other way. It's Liriakos. Sent into the wall by Brown, lost possession of the puck. Corey Anderson dipping a shoulder. He races up towards center ice. Just out of his reach as Moritz sends it back down. Wilson with under 10 minutes to play in the first period. Brown under some trouble, lost possession of the puck. Then he'll take care of things physically as Artem Alekin had nothing else that he could do.
Yeah, Danbury just trying to get out of the zone. Hat-Tricks wearing their fourth jerseys tonight, actually, Zach, with the skating rabbit on front. I just noticed that. They are a very slick logo from Dom Alessandro.
Dominic has done a fantastic job for all the teams here in Danbury, stretching all the way back to the Danbury Trashers. He designed the logo for the Danbury Whalers, for the Danbury Titans, and now for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. And, you know, Christian, I hadn't noticed the different logo out there. That's new this year. It looks nice.
They debuted it last Saturday, and now they're wearing it tonight.
Are we getting to NBA status here, where you have a different jersey every year? I don't know, but either way, it's the Thunder with a new jersey this year as well, sending it all the way down the ice. No icing on the play, and so McDonald reverses back behind the net. Danieluk up ahead for Pell. Pell chips one off the boards, collected by Alex Basie. Basie will then have the puck sent back to him. He'll go D-to-D across, and Artem Alekin up ahead through center ice, knocked off the stick of Wild. Basie back in his own end, gives a cross, shoveled up ice, where it's picked up by Little. Liam Little wearing number 11 now for the Thunder. He was wearing 16, but with Ryan Marker back in the fold, Little goes back down to 11. 8:05 to go as Little goes back to the point. Faking the shot, now along Basie. He'll send one in. That was blocked in front. Almost directed in front. Wilson makes the save, and he holds on. And now some pushing and shoving afterwards as Aaron Atwell ends up down on the ice, and he wants a piece of Little.
Well, it's a little tough, but how about Brian Wilson? Can't even see the puck right there and is able to get the pad on it. A backhand chance. I think it was by Noah Wild in front as we're going to get the media timeout here. What a save by Wilson. He didn't even see it, Zach.
We'll talk about that in a moment. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
You want the best? Now you got it. Jersey Mike's is here, and be sure to shop at their locations in both Brookfield and Ridgefield. Jersey Mike's, wow, that's good. Welcome back, Christian Grodicki, Zach McGinnis. And we were just talking before the break, Zach, that save by Brian Wilson, the former Niagara Purple Eagle.
Well, he still has the purple pads, and that shows how important positioning is for these keepers. As Wilson down in the butterfly made the save right off the faceoff, he gets another piece of it with his blocker. Given down into the corner, but it deflected off of section 206, hanging out over the Litchfield Distillery advertisement on the board. Faceoff remains in the Danbury zone.
I see a couple Brewster Bulldogs jerseys in the crowd tonight. You know, every night we usually see a couple Danbury Trashers jerseys, see a couple Brewster Bulldogs jerseys, and a couple Danbury Titans jerseys. I did mention, I was talking to somebody earlier today, I was going to make a couple Danbury Trasher references tonight. We already got two here in the last minute.
I was going to say, that counts.
That does count. Of course, AJ Galante has been a big supporter of the hat tricks this season. He's even got, right there, you can see it, Champs Boxing Club in front of the penalty box. AJ did a lot for hockey in this city, and why not?
Yeah, he did a lot for hockey, still continues to do a lot for sports in the greater Danbury area. Brewster Bulldogs, they only lasted 1 year in the then FHL. Their broadcaster, Tommy Pecoraro. Yeah, now in the SPHL with Evansville.
Yep.
5 years there now.
Wow. Yeah,
time flies quickly.
Talk about someone who battled through it with Danville and Brewster and Danbury.
Indeed.
And yourself included as well.
7:20 to go in the first period as the shot comes from the outside by Marker. Thrown towards the front of the net, deflected on by Marker. Brian Wilson makes a save. Delaware now officially with 4 shots on goal. But Ryan Marker has not been able to find the score sheet so far.
He is, I love the way he plays, and he's been able to get, I think, about 3 shots tonight for Ryan Marker. I mean, I only saw him play once last season. Second half of the year, he was traded to Watertown. Comes back to Delaware this year, where he is the guy that Coach Paul McLean is leaning on. Of course, he led on him a little bit in Watertown.
Moritz will sky it outside of the zone. Outside because it went out of play. Faceoff will be out towards center ice. 7:05 to go in the first period, and the Danbury hat-trick still holding on to a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Johnny Ruiz's 16th goal of the season.
J.C. Moritz coming off his first goal of the season in Delaware's last game when they took on the Watertown Wolves. He's been playing, but he's more of a tough guy. You can see he's got a big frame, 6'3", big guy for this Delaware team. He is, as they give a shout out to Joe Pell, Section 102 loves it. They used to always rag at him back in the days of the Danbury Whalers and Mad Hatters.
Well, Section 102 certainly the most passionate fans in minor league sports. You imagine they got to be pretty happy that Joe Pell is wearing Danbury black and orange.
A lot of fans have told me they have, and I actually spent last game Saturday night in Section 102 for the first time ever, and it was an experience you'll never forget.
Now, I was going to say, you survived. That's good.
I survived, yes. I was narking on my friend, your friend Colin Coe, who was the equipment manager for Port Huron that night.
Shot from the point gets knocked down. Here comes Johnny Ruiz back the other day. Ruiz to the outside, swings one on goal. Babin, there was a little daylight on the short side, but Babin tight up on the post. Will hold on. Face-off will be to his left with 6:27 to go in the first.
On that play, originally Joe Pell was looking up. Ruiz had Pell coming up, but he had 2 defensemen on him, so Ruiz decided to take it himself. Pell kind of put a pick into it, and Ruiz came and fired a sharp angle shot. Trevor Babin making save number 8 on this game.
Keep in mind, Joe Pell is also a left-handed shot, so you kind of want somebody on their off wing if you're trying to dish it across to the slot. A rising shot was handled by Babin. That one actually caught him underneath the mask.
It was stuck in there.
Yeah, that can't feel good.
No, I think that's not the best place to have a puck. Of course, I've seen pucks get stuck in goaltenders' gear like their pants. Some of those stories are really funny.
Oh, Trevor Babin, he's like most goaltenders these days, Christian, where you don't have that dangling plastic neck protector. Here's Tal Finberg with a turnaround shot, ends up in the corner. Brown tries going back down low. He picks up Kodiak White Duck. White Duck for Finberg. Finberg at the goal line. Stops, tries giving back for White Duck. That is outside of his reach. He's able to skate into the puck. Can't come up with possession. It comes out towards center ice. Here's Steve Brown at the red line. He sends it back down into the Thunder's zone. Babin comes out from his cage to settle it down. And Brandon Lucchesi will break out for the Thunder. At the blue line, a pass to nobody in particular, goes all the way down the ice. Johnny McDonald with the touch-up, and the face-off will come back down into the Delaware zone with 5:42 to go in the first period.
Well, we mentioned some of the guys not playing tonight for the Hat-Tricks. They have an injury with Tobias Ojic, who had a fantastic start to his rookie year, and, of course, his father is former Vancouver Canucks tough guy, Gino Ojic, and I guess he's related, too, with Kodiak White Duck on this team, both from northern Quebec, and, of course, Gino Ojic big-time enforcer for that 94 Canucks team, Zach.
Indeed, that was a Canucks team that fell in 7 games in the Stanley Cup Finals to the New York Rangers. 5.5 to go in the first. Coming up with the puck is Dmitry Kuznetsov. Sent in front, saved by Babin. It's loose on the side of the cage. Poking at it is Jess. So they score! Corey Anderson! 2-0 Danbury!
Well, how about that one? Corey Anderson right on the doorstep for the hat-tricks, able to put it home. That play started with Kuznetsov. He dropped it off to Dmitry Daniluk, who put a shot. Great traffic by Jesso and Anderson. Danbury's up 2-0. Nothing Trevor Babin can do. And now the hat-tricks have a 2-goal lead 15 minutes into this period.
Corey Anderson with his 14th goal of the season. All time, Delaware has only defeated Danbury once. There's an 11-1 difference in the series, and right now the hat-tricks with a 2-goal lead looks like that number might improve.
And that game was here.
Indeed it was. Sent in front and launching one over the top of the net was Anderson, looking for his 2nd goal on this shift. Now Jesso, a shot off the blocker of Babin. Cleared out towards center ice. Steve Brown will send it right back in off the Texas Roadhouse logo in the corner. Thunder looking to change. Instead, they'll turn it over. It's Johnny Ruiz trying to cut towards the front of the net. Saying no to that was Nick McNally. Sent back down, or rather turned over at center ice, and now Cangelosi has his pocket picked by Ruiz. Atwell plays it off the wall, delayed offsides against the Thunder, not so delayed anymore. Faceoff will be out at center ice with 4:25 to go in the first period. We'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
Welcome back here. Hat City Physical Therapy is the physical therapy provider for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Their facility is located on Federal Road right here in Danbury. Hat City Physical Therapy is owned and operated by the medical director of the Danbury Hat-Tricks, Dr. Lee Day. We know Lee Day. Dr. Lee and his staff provide outstanding physical therapy and for care of range of diagnosis and problems. Give them a call for all your orthopedic and physical therapy needs. And tonight's athletic trainer, Erin Kapopoulos. Congratulations to her, by the way. She just graduated at Central Connecticut State University. So congratulations, Erin.
No kidding. I remember when Erin started classes there.
Last season.
Yeah, good for her. Meanwhile, back the other way, here's Manel across for Ruiz, who had his stick slashed out of his hands. Ruiz asked the official why there's no penalty. Doesn't exactly get the answer he wanted as this puck rolls in on Babin, and now some pushing and shoving
Pell didn't
afterwards.
like it.
No, and here's Pell. This is his job. Let's see what happens.
I was thinking earlier, I didn't have a chance to say it. I think we're going to see Joe Pell and Alex Basie drop the gloves at some time tonight. Last season, when the last meeting Delaware and Danbury had here, Alex Basie took a penalty for a fight with, I forget which player it was for Danbury, but he was jawing out of the box to Nicola Levesque, and he stepped out of the box middle of that jawing match, and he got a suspension for it because he also spit at Billy McCreary in that game as well.
Well, that's
the Fed that we all know and love, Zach.
That's an easy way to find yourself in the stands for the next couple days. Basie, as mentioned, only has one game so far.
Just came
played
from Vermilion County in the SBHL, and of course playing for head coach there, Nick Niedert, the Danbury hockey legend. We'll see 39 in the rafters sometime soon, I think, in Danbury.
You know, I was thinking about that earlier today, Christian, when we were talking about things that we wanted to touch upon. And yeah, Nick Niedert, his number 39, absolutely, it belongs
next
in the
to Corey Fulton's 15.
It belongs up in the rafters here as it's Gordy Bennell. Having the puck swiped away off his stick, Basie flips it out only as far as the red line before it's picked up by Daniluk. Daniluk goes far side. Tal Finberg trying to muscle his way towards the front of a net. Instead, he'll send it off the glass. Brown at the blue line holds it in the zone. Brown with 2 Thunder players to deal with. Can't quite handle both of them. He might be a big guy, but nobody's that big. As the Thunder reload in their own end. Knocked down at center ice. Solid hand-eye shown by Kodiak White Duck. Given along Finberg. Finberg a shot off the blocker of Babin. Into the corner. Knocked down on the play was a Thunder player courtesy of Vinny Susi. Still players battle for the puck on the half wall. It goes back to Brown at the point. His shot is blocked. Liam Little trying to get his way ahead. Brown back into position, breaks it up. And now here's White Duck at the blue line. Sends back down into the Delaware zone before he goes off for a change. 2:50 to go in the first period. Danbury up 2-0.
You mentioned Trevor Babin. He's a very good goaltender. Played a little bit last year with Elmira. Year before with Battle Creek. His save percentage doesn't show up, but that's because he's on a team that is struggling defensively. 89% as Kuznetsov a chance here, a penalty coming.
Indeed, there will be a penalty coming up as getting upended at the blue line was Tal Finberg. And so with 2:33 to go in the first period, we'll get to see Danbury's special teams come onto the ice for the first time in this game. Danbury converting at 22.9% of their power plays. As heading to the box for the Thunder will be Adamo Aslan. He'll sit 2 minutes for elbowing. Delaware killing off 79.7% of their penalties. But Danbury already up by 2 late in the first period. They've got an opportunity to extend the lead to 3. It'll be Corey Anderson up front, flanked by Dmitry Kuznetsov and Steve Brown, as Brown will set up shop in front of the net of Babin. On the blue line, Dustin Jessot, Aaron Atwell. 2 good quarterbacks, 2 good guys who can shoot. It's won by Anderson, back for Atwell. Atwell to the top of the umbrella. His shot knocked down in front. Wild has it on his stick, and he clears as far as the red line before Atwell takes it back. Giving along Kuznetsov, and that goes all the way around the ice and all the way out of the zone.
Yeah, hat tricks here in the power play. They've looked good this season. One of the best power plays in the league. They struggled a little early in this season. They found the ribbon. It's Jessot, Atwell, Anderson, Kuznetsov, and Steve Brown's going to be in front. We've seen it a little bit from Coach McIsaac. We saw Billy McCreary last season, too.
Indeed. So, going back to Atwell at the point. He walks it towards the front of the blue line, now giving along Anderson. Across, stepping on in, a shot. Gloved down by Babin off the stick of Kuznetsov. And now more shoving in front of Trevor Babin, as Dustin Jessot didn't like something that was said.
Yeah, that's not the best way to make friends in this game.
I'm not sure how friendly the hat tricks are trying to be on Christmas Eve. Hope everybody watching at home is safe and healthy with your families if you can be. It certainly has been a strange almost 2 years now, so certainly hope you and yours are safe and healthy at home.
I think it's just great to have hockey back here in Danbury, Zach. I mean, Danbury thinks they had a season ripped away from them.
Indeed. You take a look at that first abbreviated season. Danbury was in first place in the Eastern Division. Last year, Danbury, because of various restrictions, went dormant for a year. Now here they are on the power play. As across the blue line, it's McDonald. One-time shot on goal by Bennell, steered aside by Babin. Thunder looking to clear. Pell can't hold the blue line, so from center ice, he gives a cross for McDonald. Also want to say hello to Josh Starr and Chad Oklin-Jolin, the normal broadcasters for this Danbury hat-trick squad. Gentlemen, hope you guys are feeling better at home. We're trying to keep your booth warm here for this game, the last home game of the 2021 calendar year. 30 seconds to go in the power play and the last minute of play in the first period. Up ahead, it's McDonald. He feeds it along for White Duck. White Duck swings for the near side for Ruiz. Ruiz tied up, back on his skates with the puck. 46 seconds to go. Here's Susi for Ruiz. Ruiz winds and fires, missed wide. Wild sends one off the boards, out of the zone. 2 seconds and 1. Power play has expired. 32 seconds to go in the first. It's Ruiz. Chipping one down deep. Babin will stop it behind his own net for McNally. McNally sends hard off the glass, waiting for that at center ice is Atwell. He gives back to Brown. 20 seconds to go in the period. Corey Anderson will send it on down. Anderson got bumped from behind, had a couple words with the Delaware bench about that. 11 seconds to go. Thunder over center ice. Picked up by Liriakos. Offsides called against Ryan Marker as Liriakos just got a bit ahead of the play. 5.5 seconds to go in the first.
A couple very talented hockey players there, Liriakos and Marker, and they were using a little 1-2 there, and they couldn't get much working on that one. But, hey, if you're the Danbury Hat Tricks, you'll take it because that's a dangerous scoring opportunity. And, hey, 2-0 here.
It is 2-0. Face-off controlled by the Hat-Tricks, chipped off the glass by Steve Brown, and that'll do it for the first period of play. So at the end of one, it's Danbury 2, Delaware nothing. Shots on goal for the first period read 19-6 in favor of the Hat-Tricks. And Christian, I feel as though Danbury from the opening face-off really controlled the pace of that period. They controlled the puck more so than anything else. And, well, I'm not sure if there's anything else you can ask for Danbury after that first 20 minutes.
If you're Coach Dave McIsaac, you must be very pleased with your effort. I talked to him before the game. He said they were going to lose some bodies tonight. We didn't expect Mealy to be out, even though he was on the roster here. But losing some of those guys really hurts this team. But if you're the Hat-Tricks, you have to be pleased with the effort. And remember, this is the last home game of 2021. Last home game until the middle of next month. Hat-Tricks go on a long road trip here where they'll span to Watertown, Binghamton, and then Carolina at New Year's for 3 games. And we'll see what they can do there.
It's going to be 3 weeks after this until the next home game, and the Hat-Tricks hope to send their crowd into 2022 with a win. We'll step away. When we come back, we'll review the first period of play. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll have the second period of action. You're watching the Danbury Hat-Tricks on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Hello, fans, and welcome back to Danbury Arena. First intermission between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Delaware Thunder through 20 minutes of play. Danbury holds on to a 2-0 lead. Here's your first period scoring summary. Just a minute and 5 seconds into the game, Johnny Ruiz, his 16th of the year, assisted by Gordy Bennell and Joe Pell. And then at 14:42, Corey Anderson found the back of the net. Dustin Jesso, Dmitry Kuznetsov with the assist. Here's Christian Gardecki with your out-of-town scoreboard.
One other game going on tonight in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Still used to call it the Federal Hockey League. It is in upstate New York between the two upstate New York teams. The Watertown Wolves, first place in the league by points percentage, but they take on the fifth place Binghamton Black Bears, the expansion franchise in the Fed. That game is 1-0 at the end of one. Johnny Bonta with the goal for the Watertown Wolves, and Hat-Trick's about to make their way on the ice as Brian Wilson leads us on 19-6. Your shots, Danbury just peppering Trevor Babin for the second time in his consecutive starts.
Well, Danbury, as we mentioned, are outshooting Delaware by a 19-6 margin in the first period. They'll look to keep that offense going as they skate from right to left on your screens at home for the second period. And Christian, the Thunder, they were outshot by a 3-1 margin in the first period. It took 5 minutes to even get a shot on goal. What do the Thunder need to change to get back into this game?
If your co-head coach is Lou Santini, who just showed up, the former New York Apple Corps head coach down the road in Brewster, and Paul McLean, you want your team to get some opportunities. Try to get Leo Rockos and Marker moving. And if you're the Thunder, maybe you want to split those guys up and try to get two solid lines with those two superstars in this Fed league, because those two guys are two of the most high-scoring players the last 5 years or so. Marker is averaging 2 points a game in his Fed career. 65 games, 65 goals for Ryan Marker with 125 points in total.
Averaging a goal a game, I think that's pretty good. That's good, right?
In the words of Phil Bronner, is that good? It's good.
I think so.
Shout out to Phil, by the way, who was here a couple weeks ago, I heard.
Phil Bronner, another one of those players. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he wore a Danbury jersey.
For one game, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wore a Danbury jersey again, but looks as though we're about ready to get underway. The linesmen are Chris Pimentel and Marty Heiser. The referees, Matt Roy and Chris Montalvo.
3-4 of them are local guys.
Oh, you don't want them to travel too much, but...
Yeah, I think Roy is from New Hampshire, if I am correct. And Montalvo, Pimentel, and Marty Heiser, of course, the esteemed Marty Heiser.
Puck is dropped and we are underway. Delaware in their gray jersey skating from left to right. They control off the opening faceoff for the second period. Zach McGinnis alongside Christian Gardecki as Corey Anderson's shot gets deflected into the corner. Swung back up to the point. Atwell holds the line. Now sends down low for Jesso. Jesso turns around in the Zamboni corner, gives back to Atwell at the point. He fakes a shot and swings it along for Brown. They play catch along the blue line. Now Atwell with the shot, saved by Babin, and he lets the puck fall into his glove. Faceoff will be to his left just 29 seconds into the second period.
That's what Aaron Atwell does best on the point. And we got Steve Brown out there, usually a defensive defenseman that Brown is. He has looked very good tonight, but hey, I love Aaron Atwell the way he plays all the time.
Oh, Atwell certainly.
Fan favorite here, by the way. And one of the things I love about Aaron Atwell, when you have a picture of him in a public setting, he's always eating food.
Oh, the man's hungry.
Yeah.
Don't bother the guy for
I love
eating.
Aaron, don't get me wrong.
Back underway, it's Gordy Bennell. Bennell, without as long of a beard as we normally see him with, gives down low. Pell gets thrown down into the corner. Now Ruiz back up to the point. McDonald tries giving back to Ruiz, deflects off Ruiz's backhand. In front, Gordy Bennell, a shot. That pinballs off a couple different defenders in front. Bennell picks up the puck in the corner. Gives along Ruiz, directed along for McDonald. Behind the net, outside the reach of Pell. This goes all the way around to the far side. Thunder should be able to clear as pitchforking one out of the zone was Brandon Lucchesi. Back in his own end for Danbury, it's Johnny McDonald. McDonald, far side, sent back into the zone by Lucchesi. That's on goal, and so Wilson steers it into the corner.
Yeah, the one thing there is Pell gets it here. He had a wide open player ahead.
Pell, a long-range shot, goes wide of the glove hand of Trevor Babin. Tal Finberg sees his puck squirt behind the net. Pell comes in to the goalie, and now Joe Pell grabs all three. There's Trevor Babin. Trevor Babin going nuts. Brian Wilson stays in goal to our right.
Here we go, Babin and Pell.
Joe Pell is being held back by a few different players now. Steve Brown comes in, and he gets his paws on Babin. A whole real mess down low in the Delaware zone.
That's Danbury hockey for you, Zach McGinnis.
Joe Pell was being held by a Thunder defenseman as goaltender Trevor Babin.
Payne was holding on to him in front. Payne has a gloves dropped. Well, let's see how this unfolds here. Trevor Babin might be gone, it looks like, because he left the crease, went after Pell. This is the hockey Danbury fans love. Back to the Trashers. There's another reference. But Joe Pell's going to go in the box. Second fight of the year. I think we'll see what they score it here. Fought in that Binghamton game against Dan Sokol. And, Trevor Babin's not the type of guy you want to mess with. From what I've heard, he's a great guy, but he's a team player. Philadelphia native, so he's a tough guy already because he's a Philly native. So is Joe Pell, a Philly native.
Well, perhaps these two have seen each other in a hockey rink before, but
Dave McIsaac, a Philly guy himself, kind of, because he spent a bunch of years with the Philly Phantoms and worked at Skate Zone. Coach there is, Pell's in the box, Section 102 being Section 102, going at the Delaware team because that's Section 102, Zach.
Indeed it is. Only a minute 35 seconds gone by in the second period, and now we have some penalties that we need to figure out. Trevor Babin
still in his crease for now. Mike Cosentino is the backup. He has played about half the games with Babin. So I wouldn't be shocked if we had a goalie fight last year in the Fed. We didn't have one there, but former hat-trick netminder Dylan Kelly, who was playing on loan from the Hat-Tricks, fought with Jacob Caffrey, who played with Delaware last week in Columbus. That was featured on Bill Pito's MSG 150.
Oh, hey, everybody loves a goalie fight.
Yep, in the Fed, down in the jungle, as they call this league. It's the true jungle, and as you see, they're talking over with our PA guy, Andreas, down there, Johnny Ruiz. And can't get a number on who that is. I think that's Liam Little. No, it is not, but looks to be...
Well, it is Little discussing things over
he had
with
a name.
the linesman, Johnny Ruiz,
no, that's not
in
Little.
there for Danbury.
That's Leo Rocco's with Ruiz in there. Two guys who battled last season. Johnny was in Elmira. Leo Rocco's was in, of course, the Port Huron Prowlers. Now he's back in the Fed after starting the year with Birmingham, the SBHL team that's in the bottom of the SBHL standings. So that's a big get for this Delaware team, but I mean, as Steve Brown enters the box, he dropped his gloves, so I expect him to be in the box.
Oh, Brown, keep in mind, was tied up with Babin.
Payne's in, too, because he was tied up with Pell.
He pulled off Babin from Joe Pell. No penalty time has gone up on the board yet, so we'll wait the official word from the public address announcer. We'll try and get those stats set up our way
Another
as well.
Another play in the box here.
It is going to be Pell with a fighting major and a pair of Thunder in the penalty box as well. So, again, we'll get this all figured out shortly. Only a minute and a half gone by in the second.
So there's two up right now for Tim Payne. Shai Rabinowitz is in there. Steve Brown will get two. So we'll have a little 2-on-2 action here. 4-on-4 action, rather, I should say.
I was going to say, if there was 2-on-2 action, Christian, I've got bigger questions for you. But
no, 4-on-4 action is what we're going to get here.
Indeed we will. So we'll await the official call on all sorts of penalties. Ryan Marker, Corey Anderson on the draw. And finally, we're back underway. In the Thunder end, it's McNally behind his own net. Stolen away by Anderson. Sent in front and sending one over the top of the net. Just so. Delayed call coming up against the Thunder. The net came off of its moorings as well. But a tripping call going against Delaware. Heading to the penalty box is Nick McNally as he took the skates out from underneath Corey Anderson. And with 8:13 to go in the second period and only 12 seconds into 4-on-4 action, the Hat-Tricks are going to go on to their second power play of the game. It will be of the 4-on-3 variety.
Yeah, McNally to the box there. Didn't see what exactly happened there. But Hat-Tricks to the power play, 4-on-3. We'll try to get it on the scorebook as we can try. It's a little tough here. And for us, Zach and I, we have not been here all season in the box, so not 100% sure on everything. But it will be a fighting on Joe Pell. A roughing for Steve Brown is what we're getting from the box. Payne's going to get a fighting. Rabinowitz is serving for Trevor Babin in the box right now.
And Babin also picked up a fighting major. So, Christian, you have a bit of a strange situation where Trevor Babin receives 5 minutes for fighting. He stays out on the ice. If we were playing under NCAA rules, Babin would actually have to serve that penalty in the box. We are not. We're playing professionally. And it's now a 4-on-3 power play for the Hat-Tricks. Here's Jesso swinging back up to the point for Atwell. He'll switch positions with Susi. Susi's shot gets blocked. Standing up in the middle of that was Liriakos. And Liriakos will send one off the glass all the way down. Wilson comes out of his cage to settle things down in the corner. Aaron Atwell, with all three teammates on the ice with him circling in front, he gives along for Jesso. Jesso deliberately into the zone, walking along the blue line, gives back to Atwell. Atwell walking on in, tries changing the shooting lane, didn't like what he saw, turns away from the pressure, gives down low Anderson. Anderson back up for Atwell at top of the circle. Atwell for Anderson, tries sliding one through the 5-hole of Babin, no sail there. Anderson goes back to McDonald. Across for Atwell. Atwell, top of the circle again. Anderson, a stuff attempt, and Babin with his blocker down on the ice makes the save. Not out of the zone, kept alive by McDonald. McDonald then can't get it around Basie. Alex Basie and Johnny McDonald still battling. Little comes in and runs McDonald into the wall before the Thunder are able to clear it all the way down.
So we're getting told here Trevor Babin got a fighting major, but he is still in the game.
Yes. So 30 seconds to go in 4-on-4 action, an additional 13 seconds after that with the Danbury power play. Sent down the ice, it's Lucchesi. He'll swing it all the way down into the Danbury zone. Wilson with his purple pants will leave it behind the cage. 13 seconds to go in the 4-on-3 power play before it turns into a 5-on-4. Here come the Hat-Tricks. It's Dustin Jesso into the Delaware zone. Jesso swinging down low. Given back up to the point. Danny Luke goes far side. Now Jesso, or check that, that's Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov with the penalty about to expire. Kuznetsov slides along Finberg. Finberg goes far side. Teeing up a shot was McDonald, swallowed up by Babin. Penalty has expired, and we'll have a face-off 5-on-5 to the left of Trevor Babin.
Well, I think Babin, who gets the fighting again, but a very good job there. Joe Pell, second fight in his comeback season in the FPHL.
Wasn't much of a fight.
Wasn't much of a fight. He got the fighting major with Trevor Babin. That's who will say the fighting majors are against. Joe Pell, one of my memories of him when he played for New York Aviators as face-off here is he fought Mike Vallely, the famous skateboarder, and broke his arm in a fight.
Indeed he did. So back to five-a-side hockey as Bennell has that poked away off his stick. Bennell recovers and gives back to Brown at the point. Brown, D-to-D for Atwell, who touches one back down low. Bennell. Bennell a centering feed. Nobody home for the black and orange. Now Ruiz in the corner. Ruiz has that knocked off of his stick. McNally able to clear, and Cangelosi clears up ahead. Here's Marker into the zone. Marker a shot into the glove of Brian Wilson. He'll hold on for a face-off to his left with 15:38 to go in the first period.
That was going wide, but look at the quick release Ryan Marker has. He has such a quick release where he is able to just snap one in on Brian Wilson. Wilson got the glove, but hey, good save there by Wilson. Good effort by Delaware, getting some offensive pressure, Zach.
Well, Delaware could use all the offensive pressure that they can muster. Only 7 shots on goal through the first 24 minutes of this game. Behind the net, it's McDonald. Looking over his options as the Thunder give him the space to breathe. McDonald then threads a needle up ahead where it's picked up by Lopez. Lopez tried feeding along further for Anderson, knocked away at center ice. Swiderski for the Thunder gets it into the zone, can't maintain possession. And so the Hat-Tricks go D-to-D and quickly break out. Anderson plays one off the boards. He's canceled out neatly by Basie. In his own end, McNally flung far side off the shoulder of Basie. Basie has a couple words for Corey Anderson.
Thought he was going to drop him there. We're going to get a penalty here.
There is going to be a penalty. Tripping will be the call. Not sure which team it's against, as there is a whole big pile up in front of the Delaware bench. 15:02 to go in the second period. And heading to the box for Danbury is Tal Finberg.
Yeah, Finberg to the box. Didn't see what the call was or what he did.
It was tripping.
It was a tripping. Yeah, I did see a guy fall down. So, it's going to be a power play. First one of the night for the Delaware Thunder. We'll see what they can do here.
It will be the first power play for the Thunder, who come in with the worst power play in the league. They only convert on 12.7% of their power play opportunities. The Hat-Tricks kill off 80.9% of their penalties. So the Thunder getting started with a pass across the blue paint of the crease of Wilson at the blue line. Here's Liriakos, tries going down low. Atwell was involved in the area. Bennell there as well. And Gordy Bennell gets it as far as center ice before he flips over far side. Picks up Ruiz shorthanded. Johnny Ruiz behind the net. Canceled out neatly by Swiderski. Picked up by Marker. Marker gives back for Basie. 30 seconds already gone by off the Delaware power play.
Yeah, that's a nice little flip there by Gordy Bunnell. Again, you got to watch Marker on this power play. He's the guy to watch for Delaware as that one's offsides.
Indeed it is, as the puck ricocheted off the boards. Couple Thunder got ahead of Cangelosi. Face-off will be out in the neutral zone with 1:19 to go on the Delaware power play.
I think that went off the skate of linesman Marty Heiser, and I think we're going to get a media timeout here.
Oh, we'll take a short break. 14:21 to go in the second. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
Welcome back here to the Danbury Arena. It's time to look at our sponsor here from TK's American Cafe on White Street. Stop by TK's and try one of their 76 amazing wings. My favorite is the Gold Rush, just like Jim Cerny.
Nothing wrong with that. It's, TK's, I still have to get through all 76 flavors, although they've got some hot ones I'm not sure I can handle. Sent down the ice, 1:05 to go on the Delaware power play, their first of the evening. Babin leaves it behind the cage for Liriakos. Liriakos up ahead to flex along Cangelosi. Cangelosi, top of the circle, stops, looks over his options. Has Swiderski at the blue line, instead swings it down low. Now Swiderski with the puck. Given right back for Marker. Marker sends across. Cangelosi, now Swiderski. Liriakos wants to go back for Marker. Knocking it out of the zone and racing up ahead is Danbury. Mike Lopez shorthanded. Lopez lost possession of the puck. Swiderski sends it into the near side corner. Check that. Dustin Jessot following up on the play. Jessot draws a crowd behind the net, still maintains possession of the puck, and makes the smart play. He sends it all the way down. Danbury will maintain possession as Wilson leaves it behind the net. Johnny McDonald gives it along. Flipped out of the zone, hanging out at center ice all by himself. Jessot can't hold on to it. Babin comes out with the poke check. Jessot still with the puck, and the penalty has expired. What a kill by Danbury and Dustin Jessot getting the work done.
Yeah, and how about Trevor Babin there? He's jawing at Jessot, who's talking to the referee here, Matt Roy, and a little hit behind. A lot of craziness going on here, and that save by Babin, Zach, real quick. Shades of Rick DiPietro or Wade Dublowitz if you're a Bridgeport fan.
Perhaps. J.C. Moritz got tied up behind the play with Jessot as he was heading to the bench. Meanwhile, it's the Hat-Tricks able to break out of their zone. From center ice, McDonald will send it down deep. Babin has this knocked away, Corey Anderson, but we have a whistle and another penalty coming up. I believe it's going against Danbury.
Jessot, now some more. Jessot just took down somebody. Babin's out of the crease again.
Oh, Babin wants one. And here he goes, Babin. First with a sucker punch on Justin Jessot, and they pile up in the corner. If Trevor Babin gets another fighting major, I figure he's going to get eliminated, or he'll get ejected from the game.
He already has 2 majors on the year, Zach. He already has one before this game. And I think he's done. Jessot, he took a little exception to Jessot, and look at this.
Jessot wants a piece of somebody. I don't know who's getting held up for the Delaware Thunder.
Well, it just got ugly real fast, and
here we
go.
Dustin Jessot, he wants a piece. Look, is that Joseph Brennan out there?
No, that is 77, and Chris Pimentel with a takedown, the linesman. Jessot's being restrained into the tunnel.
Well, Jessot has now been removed from the ice, so he needs to be careful. If he steps back on the ice, he will certainly be suspended. There's a Thunder player who's lost his jersey. And
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well, number 77 is not listed on their roster. We'll get that figured out momentarily.
Yeah.
Trevor Babin lost his gloves.
That's got to be a major for Babin. He's already had one other fighting major before tonight, Zach.
And again, keep in mind that originally this was going to be a power play for the Thunder. There was a penalty coming up against Danbury, and whoever the Delaware mystery player is. I know,
he's going at 102.
Whoever the mystery player is, he'll find himself back to the locker room, and that'll do it for him.
Well, I think this game's going to be a two-sheeter, Zach.
May very well be.
Remember that second game last season with Delaware and Danbury of the second series here. Anthony Paisano, the former Whaler and Titan, had, I think it was somewhere around 25 penalty minutes in that game. And he wanted to fight Billy McCreary that game, too, who was on the Danbury bench.
Well, it turns out that our mystery player is Brandon Lucchesi.
Yep.
So Lucchesi has been kicked out of the game. Dustin Jesso will hit the showers early. And we'll have to figure out exactly what penalties are going to arise out of this, because it started off with a minor penalty.
To Jesso, yep.
And then there was a little pile up in the corner. Jesso took liberties with a Delaware player. Trevor Babin saw that, didn't like it. And then everything just fell apart from there.
And you got to remember, the tough guy for Danbury in this game, Pell, he was in the penalty box still. And Alex Basie was on the bench, the two tougher guys on these teams. And Jesso's not afraid to drop him, Zach. We saw him with Brewster a couple years ago. But this is for my first professional hockey game calling, we got a fun one here. A couple Donnybrooks going on.
Oh, you got to entertain the crowd some way or another.
Yep, definitely. A nice crowd here. Attendance, we have just found out, is 733. Very solid for a weeknight crowd.
For a weeknight crowd on Christmas Eve.
Yep. As you can see it, as the referee's talking to Chris Montalvo.
So we will take a short timeout as all this gets sorted out. 12:27 to go in the second period. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. Welcome back to Danbury Arena. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Christian Gardecki. We're able to toss in a commercial.
Yeah.
And, well, you haven't missed anything. The officials still sorting this one out.
See, a lot of the guys, the Fed League is different. Where a lot of these guys are friends off the ice.
Of course.
It's a tight-knit community, 7 teams. We've heard that there will be a couple more teams next year, possibly. Biloxi, Mississippi will most likely be joining the Fed. They had 7,288 people at a game last week.
Well,
and it looks like Babin is done. Mike Cosentino is going to enter the game. Trevor Babin, that looks like it'll be his third fighting major of the season. And Hat-Trick fans are saying goodbye, Trevor Babin.
Well, Babin will find himself to the locker room as he has been ejected.
Oh, he salutes the crowd. I love it.
So Mike Constantino now in goal for the Delaware Thunder. He comes in with a personal record of no wins and 5 losses, 1 overtime loss, a goals against average of 5.82, a save percentage of 87.5. Finally, we get some penalty time up on the board. 2 minutes being charged against Dustin Jesso, who has already found himself back to the Danbury locker room. So that means that head coach David McIsaac, already with a short bench, has to send another player over to serve the penalty. It'll be Mike Lopez, who will feel some shame for 2 minutes, and he didn't do anything.
He was on the bench. So it looks like we'll just have the penalty to Jesso. We'll see how the rest of it filters out, rather, Zach.
I imagine there's going to be lots of 5-minute majors for fighting and some game misconducts as well. But Delaware back on the power play. They're 0 for 1 so far. Here's Mike Swiderski. In his own end, draws away from the pressure of Ruiz and breaks into the Danbury zone. Swiderski gives over near side. Liriakos stripped of the puck by Atwell, and Aaron Atwell will lazily take this through the neutral zone and send it down deep. Basie picking it up from behind his own net. Giving up ahead for Ryan Marker. Marker over the red line into the Danbury zone. He'll flip it down deep. Wilson coming out of his cage. He sends it along the same side wall outside the reach of Joe Pell, who now chases after this with Alex Basie. Christian, I know you were paying attention. What do we got for penalties?
Lucchese will get, they said it was Brennan, but it's Lucchese. He gets 5 fighting in a game misconduct. I think Babin got 5 in a game. Jesso gets 2 for spearing, I think I heard as well, or cross-checking, 5 minute, and 2 for cross-checking is what the call is, because he did get Payne up high. Payne also, I believe, has a penalty, or that was earlier, but it's a lot to figure out here.
Big drive from the point off the blocker of Wilson, cleared up along the sidewall. Figured there has to be another fighting major in there somewhere with Danbury, because if 2 Delaware players received fighting majors, one-time shot, gloved by Wilson, and he holds on as he robs Alex Basie. But if there are 2 Thunder fighting majors, then you figure there's got to be 2 on the Danbury side as well.
So here we go. I just got the confirmation here. It is tripping for Jesso, cross-checking for Jesso. It's a fighting major in a game misconduct for 77 Lucchese, followed by Babin's 3rd man in penalty. So he's automatically out of the game. And then it is a 2 for fighting, a 2 for cross-checking, 5-minute game misconduct for Dustin Jesso. I think he got 2 fighting, it says here.
Oh, why not? It's, you do it once, might as well get the second. How often do you see a goaltender get charged with the 3rd man in? Either way, 8 seconds to go on the Delaware power play as turning away into the boards is Liriakos. Given down low, trying to cut his way towards the front of the net is Cangelosi. One-time shot by Marker, handled by Wilson. Sent along the wall, flipped up, but at the blue line, kept alive. Now Lopez, fresh out of the box, will send this to the far side where Steve Brown awaits it. 10:13 to go in the second period. Danbury out shooting Delaware by a 22-10 margin. Gordy Bennell into the zone, gets it around the stick of Artem Alekin. Alekin falls down on the play. Bennell's still there. He gets canceled out along the boards by Tim Payne. Behind the net, a loose puck picked up by Alekin, and he'll be able to clear. Given ahead for Ryan Marker. Marker lost possession of the puck. Kuznetsov quickly gives back. Now he gets the puck over center ice. Kuznetsov into the Delaware zone. A swinging pass connects with Ruiz, but Ryan Marker steals it away. Boy, Ruiz nearly with a beautiful opportunity. This gets flipped in on goal. Wilson sends it into the corner. Battled for between Alekin and Vinny Suzy. Suzy trying to dig this one on out. 5 players down in that pile up. Finally, the puck squirts out, and now here comes Kuznetsov. Gives along near side Tal Finberg. Finberg over the blue line by himself. Picks up some help from the bench in Danieluk. Now Corey Anderson, the Bakersfield, California native, gets things going with Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov back in front for Anderson. He had trouble teeing it up. Eventually sent it towards goal. Constantino never actually saw the puck get his way. Now Finberg. Kuznetsov tries going back to the point. Stolen away by Morgan. Chipped up the wall. And now here's Liam Little. Little into the Danbury end. Wanted to drop back for Noah Wild. No sail there. Danbury able to clear. And Danieluk up ahead. Now Anderson, top of the circle, a snapshot saved by Constantino. And the faceoff will be in the Delaware zone. 8:33 to go in the second period, and we'll take a short timeout. You're watching Danbury Hat Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Welcome back to Danbury Arena.
And
Christian, what do you got for us?
Park in the Patriot Garage across the street from the Danbury Arena. It's safe, secure, and legal, $5. And make sure it's the only ticket you get is the one into the game here, into the arena.
That's true, because let me tell you, folks, speaking from personal experience, you park somewhere else, Yeah, those parking
Right
tickets.
across the street.
Yeah, those parking tickets add up quickly. Here's Ruiz sending one towards the front of the net, intercepted by Swiderski. Thunder able to break out. Ryan Marker from a long way away sends it off the shin pads of Steve Brown. Behind the net of Wilson. Wilson has it pinned up against the side of the cage. Face-off will be to his right with 8:16 to go in the second.
When was the last time, I looked this up, when was the last time Ryan Marker was left pointless in a game? It's got to be sometime this season, maybe. He's a guy who, I mean, again, he's averaging 2 points a game in his Fed career, and that's 65 games.
You mentioned having a point streak. Johnny Ruiz coming into this game has a point in all 17 games so far. He scored the first goal. Johnny Ruiz now with an 18-game point streak as this shot from the point gets knocked down by Wilson. Ruiz plays up ahead for Pell. Pell has a reach behind and instead gives it to Steve Brown. Brown across for Atwell. Off the stick of McDonald, but on goal, so Constantino has to play it, and there's no icing. Alex Basie with 7:45 to go in the second period. Turns the puck over. Here's Finberg with a drive. Constantino steers it into the corner. Finberg picks up his own rebound. Sent back to the point. McDonald takes a shot himself, saved by Constantino. In front, Anderson sends it wide. McDonald tries sending again for Anderson in the slot. Instead bounces off the defensive stick of Steven Fliego. Fliego, they score! Corey Anderson, his second of the game, and it's 3-0 Danbury.
That puck pops out to Corey Anderson on the far side net, and he's able to roof it past Cosentino, puts it home. That's 2 straight games to Corey Anderson with 2 goals. He has been fantastic. Again, I said earlier, Ryan Marker, of those top 10 players in the Fed, Danbury's got 2 of them, in my opinion. Johnny Ruiz and that guy right there, Corey Anderson, Zach McGinnis.
Corey Anderson with his second of the game, his 15th of the season, 39th in his FPHL career. It gives Danbury a 3-0 lead. And, you know, Christian, earlier we were talking about the handedness of the player. Corey Anderson has a left-handed shot.
Yep.
He's on his forehand there. If he's a righty, he doesn't get that same shot opportunity. Under 7 minutes to play in the second period. Given back up to the point. Here's Tim Payne sending one. That deflects wide. Swung around and blocked by Ruiz in front of a net. Now at center ice, 2-on-1 potentially developing. It's Kodiak White Duck with a shot, ramped up off the stick of Moritz and out of play. 6:37 to go in the second period, and the Hat-Tricks lead it now 3-0.
So it's Anderson from Finberg and Johnny McDonald. That's a 3-game point streak for Johnny McDonald, a Pennsylvania native, and he's done a great job in only his rookie season for the Hat-Tricks. Tal Finberg missed the last game, back in the lineup for the Hat-Tricks. And I love the way this rookie kid plays. New Jersey native, was brought here by Billy McCreary, the general manager and director of hockey operations for the Hat-Tricks.
Tal Finberg, a native of Livingston, New Jersey. Nice little area out in Livingston.
Is that near you?
It's a little bit further west, but lots of good hockey out there. Figure everybody out that way is very familiar with Menin Arena.
Yep.
Menin Arena, actually one of the larger arenas in New Jersey.
Home of the Metro Riveters.
Yeah, yes, indeed, as we have a whistle. Getting shot up high was goaltender Mike Constantino. And, well, he's a little shaken up. You know, that's the second time we've seen a puck hide underneath the mask.
Delaware goalie, too. Trevor Babin earlier. And you got to remember, Delaware doesn't have a backup goalie right now. Who will be the E-Bug? Because right now, I mean, you and I were joking during the break. Frankie McClendon, Danbury has a third netminder in Will McEwen, who is upstairs watching this game. He has not dressed in a while with the addition of Frankie McClendon, a seasoned Fed veteran in Frankie.
McClendon has certainly made his mark in the Federal League.
He's got a championship.
Let's see here. 6:10 to go in the second period. The official coming over to the Zamboni door.
There's some blood, maybe?
I can't tell if it's blood or perhaps just a chiclet down there, but
our ice crew brought out the shovel and squeegee.
Well, the official will take care of that, and we'll take a short timeout. 6:10 to go in the second period. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
Coca-Cola is the official beverage of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Our Coke will make you smile. And also, Fairfield County Bank is the official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank and the tellers wear the Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and are proud to support their hometown team. And Zach McGinnis, 6:10 to go in this period. Mike Cosentino, I think there was a chiclet on the ice there, Zach.
I think it was a tooth. That would explain why they collected the snow the way they did. I am not volunteering to go through that pile, but either way, 6:05 to go. Fairfield County Bank also sponsors the luxury suites here at Danbury
the
Arena.
bank vault.
Here's Johnny Ruiz, sends across far side, and having the puck hop over his stick was Kuznetsov. Pinching in from the point is Daniluk. Daniluk goes behind as a Let's Go Hat-Tricks cheer comes up from the Danbury faithful. At center ice, here come the Thunder. It's Alekin. Tries dropping back, pass was behind Cangelosi, and so taking it back the other way is Dmitry Kuznetsov. 3-on-3 into the zone. Kuznetsov, a shot hit the post. Oh, Dmitry Kuznetsov beat Mike Constantino to the glove side, but he's stymied by the iron. Now Corey Anderson, already with two, sends it in front, and Tal Finberg had it stolen away by Basie. Sent back out towards center ice. McDonald walking at the blue line. Gives a long, deflected in by Anderson into the zone. Corey Anderson will chase after us and get to it himself first. McNally sends in front, as McNally couldn't come up with possession of the puck. In the corner now, it's Mike Lopez. Seeing this puck get taken out of the zone by the Thunder. Cangelosi, a one-hand one off the boards where Kodiak White Duck can quickly clear. 4:50 to go in the second period. And Christian, it seems as though the Thunder, they're running out of steam right now.
Yeah, and Danbury's got a shorter bench to this point. 8 forwards available.
Here's Lopez into the zone. Tries giving across for White Duck. Instead, the puck bounces around in the slot. Knifed down by Moritz. And the Thunder should be able to clear.
8 forwards, 5 defensemen for the Hat-Tricks right now at this moment, with Easton Oliver not here, and also the sudden absence of Steve Mealy, who was put in our roster sheet, but he is not in the lineup. Mike Lopez took that 9th forward spot, but now with Gesso out, it's now just who's going to go on now for the Hat-Tricks.
Well, next man up mentality has been pretty common here in Danbury. It's a big hit behind the net. Steve Brown ends up on top of a Thunder forechecker. Looks like getting the worst of that was Shea Rabinowitz. Meanwhile, a puck in front goes over the net of Wilson. Brown sends it far side, and now Gordy Bonnell up ahead through center ice. Connects with Joe Pell. Pell, with the puck just out of his reach, tried giving back for Ruiz. Stolen away by Payne. Payne then wipes out at the blue line, and that's going to be a penalty against Danbury. And, well, the Hat-Tricks don't like it, but I don't think there's much of an argument to be had.
No, Gordy Bonnell took him out there, and, Delaware going to the power play for the 3rd time. And one thing I forgot to mention, Brian Wilson played his first 2 games as a hat-trick against Delaware. Only gave up 1 goal in that weekend set against the Thunder. So he's been very solid, but hasn't faced many shots, as we'll get a media timeout here with Bonnell in the box.
So 3:39 to go, and we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
If you need power, Pete is going to light you up with Ferrer Electric. Dependable, reliable, and services you can trust. Pete Ferrer and his team get you on the juice and turn you loose. Light them up with Ferrer Electric, LLC.com. And they are the official sponsor of the Danbury Hat-Tricks Ferrer Electric Power Play.
Indeed.
Let's light them up. That was my saying all last year.
There you go. You already know what to say. 3:35 to go in the second period, and the Thunder on their 3rd power play of the game. They're 0 for 2 so far. Setting up on the near side wall is Swiderski. Given back to the point and roping one wide was Liriakos. Puck comes back out to the point. Now Basie gives over far side. Liriakos, a one-time shot, getting post to post was goaltender Brian Wilson. Net comes off of its moorings, and the faceoff will be to Wilson's left with 3:18 to go in the second period and only 21 seconds gone by on the power play.
Good one-timer chance. That's what Delaware's doing. They're setting up Leo Rockos on one side and Ryan Marker on the other side to try to get that Ovechkin one-timer in. And, it almost worked there, but Brian Wilson with a very nice job to get side to side on that one.
Nice job by Wilson, and for the Thunder, if they want that one-timer to be available, it would help them to get more traffic in front of a net. Here, a pair of players for both teams trying to poke the puck out of the wall. Eventually, it's sent over far side by Liriakos. Basie sends down low Marker. Now back to Basie at the blue line. Basie walks it across the top. One-time shot by Liriakos caroms off the side of the cage, and it's cleared all the way down.
There it was again, and they had Cangelosi sitting in front. What the Hat-Tricks did earlier in their power play, they put the big Steve Brown in front. I wouldn't be surprised if Delaware did that. I know, me being a hockey player back in the day, I did that on the power play.
There
My
you
big
go.
6'4" frame.
Ha! Here's Swiderski. Tries dropping back for Cangelosi. Cangelosi comes up with it, knocked away off his stick by Susi, but Finberg unable to clear. Basie at the blue line. Gives along Liriakos. Gets the puck back from Marker. Liriakos and Marker still play catch. Now Basie with a one-time shot. Saved by Wilson, not out of the zone. Marker a drive, and that's blocked by Susi. Another drive from the point, blocked by Finberg. It's a shooting gallery out there. Cangelosi behind the cage. Gives along for Marker. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Liriakos walking in from the blue line. Gives back to Marker. Marker wants to give back to Liriakos. Now he does. Liriakos fires on goal. Saved by Wilson. And the faceoff will remain in the Danbury end with 15 seconds remaining on the Delaware power play.
How about Vinny Susi there with that block on, I believe it was Leo Rockos' shot. This is the best offensive opportunity of the game so far for Delaware on their third power play. They're going to keep Marker out there, and I'm not surprised. Bring out another big shot defenseman in J.C. Moritz.
Oh, Vinny Susi, the former Battle Creek Rumblebee.
Love that reference, Zach.
He certainly understands what it's like to be a tough hockey player. 5 seconds to go in Delaware's power play, and they are now 0 for 3 with the man advantage with under 100 seconds to go in the second period. Here's Ryan Marker bouncing one in on goal. Wilson sends it behind. Puck loose on the side of the cage, now behind the net. Noah Wild kicks it into the far side corner. Moritz pinching in from the point, keeps things alive. Now Wild gives a long Marker. Marker in the high slot. Thought about the shot, has it eventually blocked, and the Hat-Tricks are able to clear. 75 seconds to go in the period as Bunnell simply flops one in towards the goal of Constantino. He'll leave it behind.
Well, Danbury just trying to keep it out of their zone. And, the Delaware Thunder, they need to find some traffic in front. They need to find some open space with Ryan Marker.
A long stretch pass connects with Liriakos, but a pair of hat-trick defensemen in the right position. Daniel Luca will eventually take it away. And now Susi sends over far side. Here comes Corey Anderson with 2 goals in this game. Anderson stops, tries feeding across. He was looking to set up Lopez. Lopez still battling for the puck, wrapped around the boards by White Duck. Basie will get there first. Pokes it past Anderson, played back for Basie. 30 seconds to go in the period. Chipped out towards center ice, and now picked up by Yanni Liriakos. Liriakos gets wiped out of the play. Nice defensive play by Kodiak White Duck.
Cangelosi's down.
Yeah, I think he got bumped along the boards. Meanwhile, Wilson with a save on the deflection. 10 seconds to go in the period. Chasing after this is Kuznetsov. Constantino fails on the poke check. 4 seconds to go. Kuznetsov with 2 seconds left, bouncing around behind the net. Tries the lacrosse move as the period expires. Well, that would have been some way to end it. So, through 40 minutes, it's Danbury 3, Delaware nothing. Christian, another solid period for the Danbury Hat-Tricks.
They've looked good, and they've lost a couple players. They lost Dustin Jesso for the game, but how about that back-and-forth action there the last minute or so? Right in front was Yanni Liriakos, Dan Cangelosi, who's now jawing with Section 102, shocker. And Cangelosi was hit down behind the play, and then Kuznetsov comes in, he was looking for Finberg, but he couldn't get it in time. Tried to do the crossman because the puck was on edge, couldn't get it, but if you're Dave McGuire, you've got to be very pleased again, but you'd want more, obviously, especially when you're playing against a team who has struggled this year like Delaware. But we're going to have some fun in the arena here. It's an ugly sweater contest, and Zach, you and I will go watch that.
Hey, I'm all about the ugly sweaters. If only I had one that I still fit into.
I was thinking about, you and I were texting this morning, like, are we going to go the ugly sweater route? And I don't have one right now. You don't have one right now, so we'll see what happens.
I'm ugly enough as it is. Either way, we'll head the action. We'll send it down to ice level. We'll see what kind of sweaters find their way out there.
That's how they show it.
Now I see some of our season ticket holders already there.
Run.
But either way, we will step away through 2 periods of play. It's Danbury 3, Delaware nothing. You're watching the Danbury Hat Tricks on the Danbury Hat Tricks YouTube channel. Hello, fans, and welcome back to Danbury Arena. Third period of action about to get underway between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Delaware Thunder. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Christian Gardecki. Only one goal scored in the second period. It was Corey Anderson's second of the game and 15th of the year at the 12:42 mark. Tal Finberg and Johnny McDonald pick up the assist. Christian, what's going on in the rest of the FPHL?
As we said in the first intermission, there's only one other game going on. That is in upstate New York. Watertown and Binghamton 3-1 with the end of the second right now in favor of the Wolves. Watertown scored a couple more at the end of the first, actually. Our timing was off, but it was Bonta who scored first, then Justin McDonald, the old Wiley veteran who leads the league in points. He scored, then Colin Fitzgerald, the former Indiana University player, gets his first Fed goal for Binghamton. Then Justin McDonald scores once again to give the Wolves the lead. At the 10-minute mark of the second period, it is 3-1 in favor of Brent Clark's crew.
Oh, the Watertown Wolves certainly no strangers to the folks here in Danbury. We're going to head on down to ice level as the third period of action is about to get underway between Danbury and Delaware. So the Danbury Hat-Tricks, as Christian mentioned, wearing their fourth jerseys today. A new stylized rabbit on the chest with a carrot as a hockey stick. What else would a rabbit use to play hockey with? But in goal to our left, Brian Wilson. In goal to our right, the backup for Delaware, that's Mike Constantino. Starting goaltender, Trevor Babin, ejected after picking up a pair of fighting majors, and we're back underway as Delaware controls in their own zone. Through center ice, they'll work it over the red line. Here's Rabinowitz, knocked into hard by Steve Brown. Rabinowitz still managed to get the puck down low. Now turnover behind the net. Liriakos has it knocked away by Finberg. Corey Anderson on the far side, slowly working it up ice. Connects up ahead. And now trying to race on in is Tal Finberg. He was held up a bit by Tim Payne. That was enough to separate Finberg from the puck. Now a turnover. Kuznetsov behind the net. Lost possession of it. Had a pair of players in the high slot looking around for it. Instead, it's sent around to the near side where J.C. Moritz will send it up towards the blue line. Ruiz on goal. Stopped by Constantino. Finberg with the rebound had an opportunity as well. And then it's chipped into the Delaware bench by Yanni Liriakos. Faceoff will be out towards center ice just 55 seconds into the third period of play. Shots on goal through two periods, 29-18 in favor of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. As things have been going well for Danbury, a pair of goals by Corey Anderson. Johnny Ruiz got us started just a minute into the game, and they lead it 3-0. Controlling at center ice. Sending it down deep is McDonald. Constantino from behind his own cage. He'll wrap it around the boards himself. Can't get it out of the zone as Susi holds the line. However, a trio of Thunder waiting for the puck. They're able to clear. Through center ice, Cangelosi. A shot went wide off the stick of Swiderski. Bound down behind the net. Swiderski tries giving back for Cangelosi. Cangelosi now with the puck in the corner. Goes back to Basie at the point. Basie D-to-D across McNally. McNally can't get it down deep. Bennell chips it out of the zone. Pell one-hands one up ahead. And now here comes Johnny Ruiz in on breakaway. Ruiz saved by Constantino. In the corner, Bennell. He does battle with McNally. Bennell comes up with possession of the puck. Has Ruiz there as well. Bennell swings back to the point. Steve Brown. Brown D-to-D across Atwell. Atwell sent towards goal, deflects wide. Ruiz with the rebound and going post to post. Constantino makes the save. Now Adam Morgan back the other way. Morgan having to deal with the defense of Steve Brown. It's not very often that a player is taller than Steve Brown out on the ice, but Alex Morgan fits that bill. Flipped back into the zone by Atwell. Moritz goes around far side. Picked up now. Controlled by Danbury as Lopez. Gives it along Anderson. Anderson a shot gloved by Constantino. And he'll hold on for a face-off to his right. 17:37 to go in the first period. And Danbury picking up right where they left off in the offense from the second.
How about that opportunity there for Johnny Ruiz on the breakaway, and Mike Cosentino came in a little cold, able to get the blocker on it there, Zach McGinnis.
And it's so difficult for a goaltender who's been sitting on the bench for the entire game to suddenly get thrown to the wolves, such as it were. The plan was not to have, the plan wasn't to have Cosentino appear in the game. Babin was supposed to go the full 60, but Trevor Babin with a pair of fighting majors got himself tossed.
Yeah, tough decision. Tough one up there. Third fighting major of the season for Babin. He had one prior earlier this year.
That's more than most players.
Yep. Uh-oh.
A turnover, they score! Delaware ruins the shutout bid, and it's Yanni Liriakos sniping one past the glove hand of Brian Wilson to make this a 3-1 game.
Yeah, that one's a tough job right there for the hat tricks. It goes off of the skate of, I think it was Brown. Liriakos, you can't leave him with that much open room. It's going to go unassisted, and that's going to be his first goal of the season for the former Columbus River Dragon.
Indeed, it will be Liriakos' first of the year. It should be unassisted. We'll await the official call on that, but Liriakos finds the back of the net, and we've got ourselves a 3-1 game as the Thunder refuse to go quietly into that dark night.
By the way, another game misconduct has been added for Dustin Gesso, we are being told.
Well, that would explain why Gesso. Does he still have 2 fighting majors from that same incident?
We'll have to check, but that goal is unassisted for Yanni Liriakos, however, Zach McGinnis.
Icing called against the Thunder. Faceoff will come back down into the Delaware zone. 3 minutes and 5 seconds into the third period, and the Thunder have struck early.
Well, Thunder struck right there. Well, hey, this gives them confidence for this team. They still have their big guns on the bench. They still have Marker. They may be using a backup goalie right now. Who, on the site, apparently, I'm being told, he was not listed on the site, was Cosentino. Well, he is the backup tonight.
Indeed he is, as the Thunder break out into the Delaware, or check that into the Danbury zone. Basie a shot, kick saved by Wilson. Puck rolls out towards the blue line, wild, pitchforks one that goes off the Zamboni doors and picked up by Daniluk. Daniluk sends it out towards center ice, picked up by Payne. Now Delaware will get to reset. At center ice, Marker dishes along Liriakos. Liriakos feeds it across. Swiderski has it go off of his skates, cleared out of the zone by Daniluk. Gets as far as the neutral zone where Moritz gets it around Finberg. Marker retreating back further into his own end, gives along for Basie. Basie has his pocket picked by Corey Anderson. Anderson, backhand pass, Bunnell. Bunnell, and he scores! Gordy Bunnell, 4-1 Danbury. For Bunnell, it is his 11th goal of the year, and the Danbury hat tricks answer right back.
What a pass by Corey Anderson behind the back, backhand to Gordy Bunnell. Hat tricks lead it. Zach McGinnis 4-1. That's a big goal back.
And that's the thing. It's the response that Danbury was able to come up with. Again, for Bunnell, it is his 11th goal of the year, and the hat tricks have regained the 3-goal lead. Now looking for more as it's sent around the boards to the far side. Loose puck picked up by Payne, intercepted at center ice, and Brown gives to Anderson, who sends it on down. Here's Tim Payne, smoked out from behind his own net by Pell. Payne able to get around Ruiz as well. Over center ice, Payne then takes a big hit from Steve Brown, takes a shot up high as well. Puck still located in that pile. Now Marker stepping out with it. Marker in, and it's knocked away by Brown, but there is a penalty coming up against Danbury. Hooking will be the call, and I believe it's Steve Brown going to the penalty box with 15:28 to go in the third period.
Great opportunity for Ryan Marker. That's the best he's looked tonight right there on that one.
So Steve Brown to the box. He'll sit 2 minutes for tripping, and the the Delaware Thunder will go on to their 4th power play of the game. They're 0 for 3 so far. But Christian, with the goal here in the third, they get that monkey off their back. They have a little more confidence now.
Second goal they scored on Wilson this year. And you got to remember when Danbury played them in Delaware for the first time this year, Delaware came out strong, and they led 2-0 early in the first period, but Danbury came right back.
And Danbury, the first periods have been their weakest, but now here's shorthanded Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz at the face-off circle sends it wide, trying to get it off the boards and into the net was McDonald following up on the play. Ruiz sends it on back, and now Vinny Susi at the top of his own circles. He'll fling it down the ice, and the Thunder will have to start from 200 feet away.
I'm really impressed with Vinny Susi. The 2 times I've seen the Hat-Tricks play this year, he's one of the best defensemen on that Battle Creek team that went, what do they go, 155-2, Zach?
The one victory coming over
45.
The one victory for Battle Creek coming over the Elmira Enforcers, and it came on guaranteed win night for Elmira. That didn't quite work out as planned for Robbie Nichols' crew.
Classic Robbie Nichols.
Well, either way, it's Marker giving on back for Basie. 1:05 to go in the Delaware power play. Nearly turned over at the blue line, but Marker is able to direct it up ahead. Now the Thunder break into the zone 3-on-1. Giving across Marker, a shot, saved by Wilson. And the faceoff will be to Brian Wilson's right with 56 seconds to go on the Delaware power play.
I think we're going to take a media timeout here, but good opportunity for the Thunder. You're watching the Hat-Tricks on Hat-Tricks TV. Christian Rodriguez, Zach McGinnis. Welcome back here. The Danbury Hat-Tricks are sponsored by Buzz 8 Appliance. Buzz 8 Appliance and Scratch and Dent Outlet is the local leader for appliances and household wares. Do you like to eat? They have a refrigerator. Do you want clean clothes? They have a washer. They got it all at Buzz 8 Appliance.
Now, on a personal note, when I still lived in this area, actually picked up a couple appliances from Buzz 8 from their location over on Federal Road. Great salespeople, and they stand behind their products. I can certainly highly recommend them.
Ed Brewy, one of our season ticket holders.
There you go. He is the owner and operator of Buzz 8 Appliance. As the Delaware Thunder have 35 seconds to go on their power play. Given back to the point, Liriaco swings far side. Solid defensive play by Kodiak White Duck will break things up, and White Duck shorthanded one-on-one into the Delaware zone, tries to get around Liriakos. Liriakos able to squeeze his skates together and come up with the puck. Now 20 seconds to go on the period, or rather in the power play.
I say that's a quick period.
Yeah, no, hey, I got bigger questions too. Marker sends it around far side, wraps around to the near side half wall. Bennell sees this bounce off of his stick, picked up by Daniluk. And now slowly McDonald gives back Daniluk. Power play has expired for Delaware. They're 0 for 4 now with the man advantage. Danbury back to full strength, sent up towards center ice, where it's picked up by Bennell, given along Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz walking on in. Ruiz behind the net, sends one in front for Pell. It's loose in the paint and slides wide. Oh, Marker able to poke check it away for a sure goal from Joe Pell.
How excited would this crowd been if Joe Pell, second pro game in 10 years, getting another goal at second of the season would have been.
Marker goes back, and now sent around far side by Moritz. Slowing things down was McNally. Eventually McNally picks up the puck at the blue line, sends it on down deep. Liam Little, a centering feed goes through the blue paint. Nobody home, and now here's Aaron Atwell jumping into the play. Atwell has Kuznetsov to his right. Atwell by himself hits the post with the shot. Oh, Aaron Atwell beat Constantino to the blocker's side, and then he hears wind chimes.
A lot of people in this crowd thought that one might have hit inside bar, but here's another 2-on-2 chance.
Here's Tal Finberg picking up Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, nifty little move, gets himself towards the front of the net. Corey Anderson can't pull it out from between his legs, and the Thunder are able to clear. 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. It's Morgan to the outside. Morgan sends one in front. Kick save, Brian Wilson. Oh, what a save by the Niagara graduate. Delaware threatening again. It's Morgan. All 6'6" of them, sending one towards the front of the net. That deflects off his stick. Flipped out by Kuznetsov, and Cangelosi will try and settle things down at center ice. Instead, he'll sky one into the Danbury zone, and with a moment to think about things is Vinny Susi. He gave along far side, unable to be controlled by Lopez. Or check that was White Duck who couldn't control it. Back out towards center ice. Basie plays touch pass with Flago. Back the other way. It's Susie playing one off the boards. Lopez looks to direct it into the zone. White Duck eventually picks it up. He pays a physical price as he's sent into the wall by Noah Wild. 11:18 to go in the third period. White Duck, a pass towards the slot, trickles on past the stick of Lopez. Delaware taking it back the other way. Aaron Atwell goes down hard with Swiderski. Play continues. Now Ruiz. Over center red, 2-on-3 into the Delaware zone, but offsides is called as Johnny Ruiz, one too many stick handles at the blue line. Faceoff will come out into the neutral zone with 10:57 to go in regulation time.
Zach, that was a lot of back and forth action right there. And this crowd here in Danbury loving it. Great crowds all year, but I'm really impressed by Danbury with White Duck and Lopez, especially White Duck, a guy who didn't play last week. He hasn't played in a couple weeks for the Hat-Tricks. Having him back full strength and healthy is great. They have a lot of guys that can use it throughout this lineup, Zach.
Off the draw, the Thunder get it into their offensive zone. Joe Pell with a big hit. And Pell is going to catch himself a fight as coming on in was Tim Payne.
Oh, he wants to go.
Pell certainly will go, but Payne wrapped up by Steve Brown. The penalty is going to go against Joe Pell. I believe it's going to be an elbowing call.
Might be a boarding because that was head contact right to Artem Alekin on the near side glass. Alekin gets right back up. He was looking at Pell like he wanted to go with him. Then came Payne, who's already been in the box today for fighting. Well, Joe Pell, we'll see. I won't be surprised if we see a 5-minute major on this one, Zach.
I don't want to agree with you, Christian, but at the same time, Pell clearly made head contact there.
Well, Payne's going to go too, it looks like. So Payne will go to the box as well, Zach.
Well, Payne might pick himself up a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Again, the officials will have to huddle up, although at least this time it's not as extensive of a guilty list.
Yeah, we don't have to go to commercial like the last time, Zach.
Trust me, when I first started working here, Christian, we did not have the capability of running
Didn't
commercials.
even have the video board working back then. It hadn't worked since the days of the Danbury Mad Hatters.
Indeed, that was an older video board.
We tried fixing it last season. I know you worked on it with Bo Trumbull over here.
I did. We spent a summer on it and then decided, hey, why not get something in HD instead?
And we made our own here.
So,
yapping back and forth in the box, by the way.
Well, maybe they'll go when they get out. But either way, 10:47 to go in the third period, and we're going to skate 4 aside for a full 2 minutes as Joe Pell and Tim Payne sit for a pair. It's Basie for the Thunder, sending down low. Liriakos doing battle with Bennell in the corner. Steve Brown there as well. Puck pops on out, and Aaron Atwell will pick it up and slide it along for Johnny Ruiz.
So the calls are it's going to be a boarding on Joe Pell, unsportsmanlike on Tim Payne.
I think Pell might have gotten lucky only getting 2 there. But
I agree.
30 seconds into 4-on-4 play. Here come the Thunder back the other way. It's Marker bouncing off of Atwell. Atwell steals the puck away, gives along Ruiz, who finds Dmitry Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov to the outside. A shot saved by Constantino. Rebound picked up by Basie, and he's able to clear, finding Marker at center ice. Here's Ryan Marker driving towards the front of the net. A shot saved by Wilson. Puck pops out into the corner. Kuznetsov will pick it up, and he looks to clear it out himself. Flung far side, Corey Anderson has to skate towards the puck. Lost possession as it goes over the blue line. Back out towards center ice. Vinny Susi goes over far side, McDonald, and now Susi again. Off the skates of Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, what a revelation he's been. The Russian, 23 points in 19 games. Here's a shot by Anderson, deflects into the corner. Trying to work it up is McNally. Instead he goes behind, and so it'll be Ryan Marker one more time.
Whoa.
Nearly blew a tire at the blue line, but with Danbury in the middle of a change, Marker has time. Marker into the Danbury zone. Gives along Cangelosi. Cangelosi shot deflects high. 20 seconds to go in 4-on-4 action. A shot from the point. Saved by Wilson. It's loose in the crease. Cleared out by the Hat-Tricks. Knifed down out of midair by Flago. No high stick on the play. And then Wilson shoots it out. Faceoff will be in the Danbury zone with 8:59 to go in the third.
You mentioned Dmitry Kuznetsov. Actually, we're going to have a media here. We'll talk about Kuznetsov on the other side of the break.
You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
La Quinta. Find a comfortable stay with the great amenities. The only choice is La Quinta by Wyndham and Danbury. As for the hat tricks, friends, and family rate, you can't beat it. La Quinta on Newtown Road in Danbury.
Right off of exit 8 on I-84. And, well, when I have tournaments up here now that I'm working, that is exactly where I stay. They take great care of you at La Quinta Inn. 8:59 to go in the third period. Danbury leads at 4-1. 12 seconds to go in 4-on-4 action with the face-off to the left of Brian Wilson. Off the draw, it's controlled by the Thunder. Walking in from the point, taking a drive wide was Liriakos. That goes around the boards, and now Gordy Bunnell with a little speed into the Delaware zone. Bunnell tries sending one towards the front of the net, knocked away by a Delaware defenseman. Johnny Ruiz, following up on the play, was out of range. Now Joe Pell, like a freight train across the ice. That forces Cangelosi down to the ice. And Christian, I don't blame Dan Cangelosi for wanting to stay out of that way.
I mean, Joe Pell's small in stature, but he is a BB gun when he comes out on the ice.
A real wrecking ball as this goes all the way down. Icing called against Delaware, or against Danbury. And with 8:24 to go in the third period, the faceoff will come back down into the hat-trick's end.
Well, I remember when Joe Pell signed to play that game in Binghamton. Obviously, he's friends with Dave McIsaac from their time out in Philly and played against him when he was a member of the Brooklyn Aces back in the old EPHL, Zach McGinnis. And, well, Dave wanted him to come play. He's been coaching his kids the last 10 years or so, comes in here and gets a goal in a fight, and he's also got a fight tonight.
Well, all he needs is a goal and an assist, and then we can call him Gordy. Bunnell might take exception to that, but we'll figure out those details later.
Spelled differently.
Here's Lopez sending it down deep. First one there for the Thunder is McNally. He tried reversing behind. Thunder will come up with the puck, and they'll flip it out towards center ice. Racing after this is Swiderski. Getting there first, however, is Atwell. Pass too far out of the reach of White Duck, and he'll pursue down into the near side corner. Reversed around behind the net by Moritz. Now McNally. Center ice. Marker will get it into the zone. Wilson out of his cage. He'll force it around the wall. Swiderski cuts that off. Can't quite control the puck. Stepping in from the blue line is Payne. Delayed call coming up. It goes against Danbury as Mike Swiderski is holding his face down on the ice.
Yeah, he is down. I think it's a high stick here maybe on, as Aaron Kapopoulos comes out. I think it's Corey Anderson. Yeah, Corey's going to go to the box here.
Oh, Corey Anderson will make his way into the penalty box. Joe Pell challenging someone to a fight. I think it was Alex Basie, and, well, Pell doesn't have any takers as Mike Swiderski gets checked out.
I'd love to see sorry to cut you off. I'd love to see a Basie Pell fight.
I know.
That would be so much fun. But hopefully Swiderski, we'll see what the official call is here. It's probably 2. Don't think he drew blood if it is a high sticking.
You know, interesting little...
It is high sticking.
It is an interesting little note about the high sticking rule is if you draw blood, you know that it's a 4-minute double minor. If you knock out a tooth, it's still only 2.
Really?
Yes, because you didn't draw blood.
We saw a tooth fall out earlier when Mike Cosentino came right in.
That's one way to wake yourself up to get into this game. But 7:36 to go in the third period. Danbury out shooting Delaware by a 38-25 margin. But the Delaware Thunder about to go on to their 5th power play of the game. They're 0 for 4 so far. Tal Finberg and Dan Cangelosi on the draw. Face-off won by Cangelosi. Finberg able to force the puck over the blue line. Liriakos back in his own end, gives for Basie. Now Liriakos will chip it back for Marker. Thunder need 3 to tie with 7:20 to go in regulation time. Kuznetsov can't set up Finberg. Atwell's seen enough, and he'll bang it towards goal. That catches glass behind the cage of Mike Constantino. And Delaware going the wrong way as it's Marker picking up the puck deep in his own zone. Already 30 seconds elapsed off the power play. At center ice. Cleared into the zone by Marker. Wilson will send it around the boards himself. Can't clear as it's kept alive by Liriakos. Gives along Basie. Now Marker, and Basie play catch on the near side wall. Basie for Marker. Marker swings over far side. That is deflected by Atwell, and the puck rolls over the blue line.
Looking for that cross ice pass to Liriakos.
Liriakos has the only goal for Delaware in this game. He forces one up ahead for Ryan Marker. Marker, with 14 points in 5 games, sees the puck get deflected out of play, or was it shot out straight?
I thought it was shot out straight by Aaron Atwell, and he's going to the box. Yeah, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 here, Zach.
Atwell to the box for delay of game, and the Delaware Thunder will have a 5-on-3 power play for 49 seconds with 6:25 to go in the third period. This represents Delaware's best chance to get back into this game. It'll be Cangelosi up front. He's directing traffic as he waits to see who else will come out with him. So Cangelosi up front with Swiderski and Basie. Looks like they followed your advice, Christian, and they'll try and have Alex Basie in front of the net. Ryan Marker on the blue line alongside J.C. Moritz. Here's Marker. Big drive by Moritz, missed wide. That goes around the boards and all the way down the ice. Marker, or actually it hit a snow pile in front of the bench. So Marker picks it up at the red line and gives along for Liriakos. Liriakos tries going back to the point. Instead, it's picked away by Johnny Ruiz. Here's Ruiz on a 5-on-3 shorthanded breakaway. Ruiz in, saved by Constantino, and he'll play it along. That puck just sitting in the middle of the Delaware zone. Ruiz thought that he'd take another chance at it, and that kind of spurred the Thunder defense into action.
Cangelosi wasn't ready for it. He thought it was just covered, waiting for a whistle.
Ruiz flings it back down the ice. Constantino will send it on up. First part of the 5-on-3 has expired. Delaware still has 1:10 to go on a 5-on-4 power play as Corey Anderson, fresh out of the box, clears it down again.
Love this penalty kill by the Hat-Tricks. Among the league's best at this point of the season, Zach. They have been very, very good. They've struggled a little bit, but, I mean, they're in the middle of the pack, really, in this penalty kill this year.
Well, they've killed off 80.9% of their penalties so far this year. Delaware 0 for 5 with the man advantage as a snapshot gets handcuffed off the stick of Marker. Marker recollects, swings over far side for Payne. Payne has that shot blocked, getting in the way of that McDonald. Now Payne again. Slid along for Swiderski and Payne. Swiderski on the sidewall. 27 seconds to go in the power play. Giving along Marker. All the way back up to Payne at the blue line. Centering feed in front. Wilson makes the save. Puck was still loose, but the referee lost sight of the puck. And so the faceoff will remain in the Danbury zone with 4:43 to go in regulation time. 18 seconds to go on Aaron Atwell's penalty. And we'll take a short timeout. You're watching Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey on the Danbury Hat-Tricks YouTube channel.
City Center Cafe, as the Thunder clanked one off the post. That's free coffee for all the fans in attendance tonight. Stop by City Center Cafe on West Street in downtown Danbury. That's City Center Cafe.
15 seconds to go on the Danbury power play. Welcome back to Danbury Arena. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Christian Gardecki. Again, our thoughts with Josh Starr and Chad Oklin-Jolin. Certainly hope that you guys feel better. Just keeping this booth warm for you two. We're in the last home game of 2021. Here's Kuznetsov by himself, a shot off the shoulder of Constantino. 4:15 to go in the third. Penalty has expired, and we're back to five-a-side hockey. Delaware Thunder 0 for 3, or check that, 0 for 6 with the man advantage in this game. And Christian down by 3. You need to be better on the power play if you want to win.
You know, I hate to be that guy as this one goes no icing. Ryan Marker does not look like he's at 100%. Maybe it's Danbury's defense is clamping down hard on him, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, you'd love to have this guy back at 100% because he's so talented.
Swiderski has the puck knocked off his stick by Atwell behind the net. At the point, unable to hold it at the line was Payne. And so it'll be McNally sending it back down into the hat-trick zone. Aaron Atwell behind the net of Brian Wilson has no reason to move the puck quickly. He slides it along for Ruiz. Johnny Ruiz has an option in Daniluk and gives to him. Daniluk will send it down into the Delaware zone. First one there is Basie. Little along the wall, sent out towards center ice. Sent back down by Daniluk again.
Well, Basie and Pell is trying to go with Basie, and Basie said no. That would be a crowd pleaser right there.
Really?
With those two guys, those two warriors going.
Would be fun, but with 3 minutes to go, I think the time for that has passed. Of course, tempers can always flare. We'll see what happens.
Saw it happen last season with Delaware and Danbury in that February 14th game.
Here is Pell and Basie together in the corner. The puck's somewhere under there as well. Seemingly a secondary objective or priority for everybody out there. As the puck goes back behind the net, it's Tim Payne giving up ahead. Actually plays it to himself as Little skated away from the puck. Payne forces along now Cangelosi. Cangelosi, a shot, glove save by Wilson, and he'll hold on with 2.5 to go in the third period.
That's 26 saves for Brian Wilson tonight, and a guy who is very talented. I talked with him last week here, asked him about going to Worcester in the ECHL, and he said it was a lot of fun. He got to talk to a guy he knew from working in the offseason, and Ken Appleby, who was playing with Worcester. He's now up at Bridgeport, but he is a former NHL goaltender for a couple games with the New Jersey Devils, Zach.
Indeed, Ken Appleby appearing for New Jersey a couple years ago. That was one of those years where New Jersey seemingly had 5 or 6 different goalies.
Wedgwood, Kincaid, Blackwood, everybody.
Yeah, I think Corey Schneider was still on that team as well.
He was in Bridgeport as well.
2:15 to go in the third. With the puck along the wall, Kuznetsov gives back to Brown. Brown from the neutral zone will send it back down.
And back on Joe Pell, Zach, I was talking with assistant coach Tyler Noseworthy, 2013 Commissioner's Cup champion here at the Whalers, and he said, actually, hang on.
It's going to be Liriakos, a centering feed intercepted by Ruiz and cleared out.
And on Joe Pell, Noseworthy said, I've played a lot of old guys, and this guy is
intercepted at center ice. Here comes Johnny Ruiz on his 3rd breakaway of the game. Ruiz saved by Constantino. Ruiz picks up his own loose puck in the corner. Ruiz takes his time, cycles it down low for White Duck. White Duck now in the far corner. Gives back to Atwell. Atwell down low, Kuznetsov. Under 90 seconds to play. Kuznetsov sends it on down for White Duck. White Duck cycled in front. Kuznetsov shot stopped by Constantino. Sharp angle attempt by Finberg, and Constantino gets that one as well. That's shot number 43 for Danbury. Now McDonald. Kuznetsov thought about the shot. Said Kuznetsov just maintaining possession as Danbury's choking this game out. Kuznetsov dipsy-doodling his way towards the front of the net. Constantino got a blocker on it. Under a minute to play as this shot by Atwell deflects out of play. Face-off will remain in the Delaware zone with 55.5 seconds to go.
Well, after all that craziness, I'll finish my point. Joe Pell, and I talked to Tyler, he said, Joe Pell reminds him a lot of playing with Ed Campbell on that 2013 Whalers team. Ed Campbell, of course, the former Danbury Trasher, former Bridgeport Sound Tigers captain. Talked to David Geising about it, brought up some old memories of friends and teammates from Maine, like former coach Greg Cronin.
Shot right off the face-off. Constantino made that save as well. You know, it's funny that you mentioned Campbell. He went by the nickname Soupy when he was here in Danbury, and, well, he was certainly a crowd favorite.
I mentioned Kelly Miller, too, who is one of the most favorite guys.
38 seconds to go, and the Danbury faithful making their presence known. It's Brown, far side, Pell, and now picked up by Lopez. Mike Lopez, the Bronx, New York native, tries stick handling his way towards the front of the net. Big hit thrown by Pell, and here we go. Joe Pell paired up alongside J.C. Moritz. Let's see if these two can separate. It's a fight on the far side. Pell and Moritz still wrestling with each other. Neither guy able to get an arm free. Pell trying to work the right. As he's pushed up against the wall, the linesmen start inching in closer. Pell loses his bucket, swings over the top with a left. Got a piece of Moritz's helmet with that. Moritz still unable to throw a punch. It's Joe Pell showing off his veteran expertise. The linesman will hop in, and with 21.5 seconds to go, the Danbury fan base gets what they were asking for.
They wanted to see Joe Pell drop him. There he did. They're going to the box. They should go to the room because it is under 5 minutes. The crowd here loves it. Section 102 loving it, as they always do. And yeah, they're headed to an early shower, like 21 seconds early. But,
now, as you mentioned, 21 and a half to go. Now, they could still stay in the penalty box because if
Delaware just going to stay under there, I think.
Oh, why not? But if Delaware were to tie it, it's scoring 3 goals in 21 seconds, and then it goes to overtime, those two could be released assuming there's a whistle with 21 seconds remaining in OT. Now, the odds of that happening, Christian, I don't feel are very high.
No, and one of the things, we couldn't really see most of the fight in the camera, and we apologize about that, but it was able to see the end of it. It was a fun little fight as the fans over in the Animal House giving it to Cangelosi and Basie smiling about it. Those fans are wild. Not as wild as 102, but...
Well, between section 102 and the...
Johnny's going to the box here, by the way, for that high hit by Pell. Pell should get a penalty for that high hit. And then we're going to have, looks like another Yanni Leorakos is going to go in as well. I don't know what he did in all of that, Zach.
Well, again, the main event was Pell against Moritz, but everybody else was commingled together in front of the cage of Mike Constantino.
Yep, Leorakos not in the box, so it's going to be a 2-minute for Pell, I assume, for the cross-check.
Cross-check, charging, roughing, whatever. One of those penalties, it doesn't matter what you call it, it's a penalty, but... Delaware will officially go on to their 7th power play of the evening. They're 0 for 6 so far. Almost seems unfair that this will count as another full power play opportunity.
They got a shot right off the top there. A second goes off.
Oh, Cangelosi, a right-handed shot, wants to try and shoot it right on goal. He gives it another try, this time Kuznetsov with the face-off win. White Ducks able to force it on out. 15 seconds to go. Here's Liriakos at center ice. Lost possession of the puck. He'll flip it along the wall. Ryan Marker with 7 seconds in. Offsides is called. And we have time for one last face-off in the neutral zone. And the Danbury crowd ready to send this team off to 2022.
Yeah, it'll be 9 wins in a row for the Hat Tricks. Just a fantastic start to the year for a team who I heard in the training camp did not look like a full hockey team for the Hat Tricks. This is going to get them to 14-3-1. Which should be atop the league for points. It will not be for points percentage, with Watertown having more.
2 seconds and 1, and the Danbury Hat Tricks finish up 2021 at home with a 9-game winning streak. Corey Anderson with 3 points. I imagine he'll be the first star of the game, but we'll find out
we'll see
in
who
just
does
a
the
moment.
Barrel. We got the Litchfield Distillery Barrel, the spirit of hard work. A new tradition here in Danbury, started last season. As Delaware comes off here, Hat Tricks win it. Pell, I would give the barrel to Joe Pell with 2 fights. And
well, you're going to have to pull him out of the locker room for that.
Oh, yeah, he's probably upstairs because you do have to go upstairs to the locker room. But some of the guys, Leorakos and Brown and Johnny Ruiz, who played last year at Ryan Marker for a little bit in Elmira. So let's see who's going to Ryan Wilson's going to get the hat. He's going to get the hat. But who's going to pick up the barrel? It's going to be Johnny McDonald, Zach.
Oh, McDonald hoists the barrel at center ice. The Danbury Hat Tricks salute the fans who came out to watch this game. Over 700 people here at Danbury Arena, and they see the Hat Tricks skate away with a 4-1 victory. And Christian, again, it seemed like Danbury was able to accomplish everything they wanted to in this game.
They look fantastic. This is the Danbury team that we expected after last season. Obviously, Danbury was probably on their way to a Commissioner's Cup Finals possibly in some way. But I think, Zach, right now, this is a team that cannot be stopped. If you look at the FPHL right now, I think there are 2 teams to beat, as Wilson's going to give it the rabbit hat upstairs. There you go. Let's see. Into the Jacobson family up there.
Well, let's see if he can get it up there.
Corey did it pretty well last game.
Oh, Corey's at least used to scoring. Wilson's a goaltender. He's not used to sending these things up. But, hey, he gets it up there regardless.
25 saves for Brian Wilson, the Ontario native and the former Niagara Purple Hawk. And then Kuznetsov's going to give a stick over there as well. Dmitry Kuznetsov becoming a fan favorite early in his tenure as a Hat Trick. Oh, he dropped the stuff. Oh, watch out, camera guy on the ice. But
they'll figure out giveaways, as Kuznetsov should stick to hockey as opposed to the cable tossing that he's doing here. But Danbury with the victory. They improved to 14-3-1 for the season. Gives them 40 points for the year. The Delaware Thunder still looking for their first victory of the year. They are 0-13-1. Here's the scoring in the first period. It was Johnny Ruiz at the 105 mark, his 16th of the year, assisted by Gordy Bunnell and Joe Pell. Gets an assist, gets
there
a
you
fight.
go.
He was only missing the goal.
He almost had one there in the beginning of the third period, right in the line.
Almost. 4:42 of the first period. Corey Anderson scored his 14th of the year. Dustin Jesso and Dmitry Kuznetsov with the helpers. In the second period, Anderson struck for the second time in the game, his 15th of the year at 12:42. Tal Finberg and Johnny McDonald with the assists. In the third period, the Delaware Thunder finally were able to break the shutout of Brian Wilson. At 2:43, it was Yannis Lyriakos, his first of the year, unassisted. Danbury responds right away just a minute and 9 seconds later. Gordy Bennell, assisted by Corey Anderson. And, well, Christian, what else can you say other than Danbury had a game plan? They executed it perfectly. They outshot Delaware 45-26. Yeah. Things are looking up for the hat tricks.
If you're Dave McIsaac, you have to be very pleased, but you do have a road trip coming up, which is tough because you're going to two different states, over 1,000 miles, I think. They're going to Binghamton, then Watertown, and then they're going to go to Carolina for 3 against a very, very good Carolina Thunderbirds team, Zach.
It's going to be a long road trip for the Thunder, a long road trip for Danbury coming up as well.
I was talking about the hat tricks.
Well, either way, Danbury will now go onto the road to finish up the calendar year. They'll be in action again 3 weeks from now here in Danbury, and well, we certainly look forward to that. I imagine you and I will be watching that game.
I'll probably be here upstairs with Ron in the Animal House here, but I wish the best, obviously, to Chad and Josh. I wish they were here, but we're keeping their seats warm here in the press box, Zach.
Indeed we are. So that'll wrap things up for us here. For everybody on the technical side of things, our director today has been Bo Trumbull, and for my partner, Christian Gardecki, I'm Zach McGinnis, saying so long from the Hat City. Danbury 4, Delaware 1, and we will see you in 2022.